Let me give you more reasons to follow the homie Sil for the latest news, scoops and moves he's about to reveal. From coffee talks to special brews, I'm out of burgers for meals. A cup of bourbon with that tea that's about to get spilled. Like, what's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. Take out your pen and paper, sit down and take notes. Sil is the realest among imposters, scavenging cutthroats. So, what's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show. Let's go. Between DC and Marvel, they both have a startle. Disney's moving finicky. Let's not mention Star Wars. All these movie execs be drunk off their power, disconnected from the fans in the ivory towers. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. When they keep making the same mistake, that's what you call insanity. They can't even acknowledge their self-inflicted calamity. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show, let's go. Scoop Senator, Coffee Talks, also covering analytics, making his own reviews, cause it's always been the critics. They clout chasers, money driven, repeating the latest gimmick. Come over to Sil Nation where true vision is given. Listen, what's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. Let's not forget Mikey's son, always special to the crew. From day one when him and Sil got together for special brew. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show, I guess I'll finish on this note. When the niggas go flip mode, they turn gremlins, I'm Gizmo. Come for my people, my kinfolk. For them I ride for and kill for. With this till I'm skillful, it can really escalate till it all goes abysmal. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. I'm a watchman, forever vigilant, steady watching and listening, disciplined, militant, killing these dudes that started visiting. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show, let's go.
Oh man. This is the weekly show. This is going to be a little extra spicy this weekend with the weekly show for several reasons. And literally, I mean for several reasons. Like, we know Supergirl is out right now. That's one thing. We would pay attention to DC and what's going on around it. But man, James Gunn may be in trouble. And then we got Jules back this weekend too. So like that's an extra. It's like extra spice with Jules here.
What's up, everybody?
This is the WB Paramount Saudis DC Snyderverse weekly show. We rocking this show up until this deal closes, and it's looking like it's gonna close in the next month here. But we got more updates with that as well too. But with DC, oh man, the state of this DCU, you James Gunn, Guzzlers and Glazers, I got a bone to pick with y'all this weekend. I'm very disappointed in y'all this weekend. Like, I'm gonna expound on this. Okay? But
yeah, you definitely do, because at this point, if you're expecting anything from those people, like, what is wrong with you?
It's more of like just confirmation of who they are, their character. Like, I'm very disappointed in y'all. Not just when y'all was coming at us as Snyder fans all these past 10 years since 2016, or we'll go with 13 to 2013. I'm very
all the way back.
Y'all don't know how to take no L. Y'all know how to like fight through pressure. I'm a little get on y'all today. I'm just saying. I'm a little charged up. I ate a big lunch. So,
He sure did, and it was probably spicy.
I'm letting off a little steam here. But shout out to the chat. We gotta give love to Sylv Nation in the chat. This is a coronation. I feel it's the end of the DCU. This is not a hyperbole. Again, I don't deal with hyperboles. This is the end, okay? And we're going to discuss it as well, too. Much love to the chat. Again, real quick, I saw Music City with the first comment up there before we started. Wild Relic. Who else we got in the chat? JT, what's good? You at work? Yeah, jump in here, put your earbuds in and chime in. Marco, what's good? Penny, I see Penny in the chat. Omari, we got a lot to discuss today. Alex Clark, CY, y'all already know. Hey, y'all know how it's going down today. All right, y'all already know. I've been diplomatic enough for the past year, and Jules will attest to this. She's probably been frustrated with me several times this past year, but the numbers are the numbers, Jules. I'm all about results, right? I'm very analytical, and that's our generation, really, Jules. The millennials, we talk about results, you know.
Yep, absolutely.
And if the numbers are there, then I can be like, okay, you kind of have an angle. When the numbers ain't there, oh man, this
numbers never lie.
It's over when those numbers come in. Let's see who else we got in the chat. We got a lot of comments coming in. Smash the like, make sure you subscribe. We got, man, it's gonna get crazy. Bayona, I see you in the chat. My Superman as well. Nightmare Visions. Yeah, it's gonna be a little extra. This may not be a lot comfortable. James Gunn guzzlers. Again, I'll make it very clear too before we get started. I want to give a couple commercials in before we get started here. Is that if you're just merely a fan of just like all DC, I'm not coming at you like that. It's the guzzlers, those that's been attacking Snyder fans since 2013 and trying to stick it in Snyder fans' face. Oh, James Gunn is controlling DC now. That's who y'all kind of catching, the strays right now. Like, it's actually direct shots that you're going to get today. We're going to go through a lot of commentary leading up to Supergirl and now after the numbers are in. And what are we talking about? Let me make it very, very clear. Let's throw this up here because according to reports, it's not looking good. Not looking good for the Supergirl film in DC. Now, I haven't seen it yet. I've been very transparent. I'm probably surprised. Though Jules, she knows me pretty well, but I probably threw a couple curveballs leading up to this right now because I usually watch everything DC, but when you kind of convince me not to support it, I'm not going to support it like Shazam 2, Jules. That was like my template, or Birds of Prey, where Birds of Prey was you were trying to push out Air, right? You was trying to push out Air Joker. I didn't appreciate that, right? So I didn't support Birds of Prey, and a lot of the general audience didn't as well. I'm talking about DC films that normally I'm there day one, any DC. But Birds of Prey and Shazam 2 were the only films that I was like, y'all convincing me not to watch this. And so with Supergirl was the marketing, the clips that they came out with. And I was like, why am I wasting my time with this film? If y'all didn't take this seriously, putting this out there, James Gunn, I'm not going to just outright support it. I'll get to it when I get to it. And that's where I'm at, Jules, right? And I mean, you've been boycotting everything.
Honestly, I think Birds of Prey was the last DC movie I saw in the theater.
And you like Birds of Prey. And just to be clear, you vibe with it, right?
I mean, I liked it for what it was. It wasn't anything like I just like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. That's really what made the movie. Outside of that, like it's just whatever. Like I didn't care for any of the other actresses. Mostly, I didn't like. I mean, everybody was made very basic, which is
Once I got to watching, because I ended up watching it, streaming Birds of Prey, and I was like, it's not like a terribly structured film. It's the principles to it with that is that they was pushing out Air, right? That's what I didn't like about that because he, again, he had Margot Robbie first. That was the haircut, and so that's why I was like, I ain't gonna support this. And once I finally watched it, I was like, it's not that bad, but I understand why I didn't make a lot of money either. Watching that film, so that is what it is. But we're talking about the Supergirl. We're already. This is so wild. Usually, back in the day, me and the late great Mikey Sutton, we allowed a film to get through the whole weekend to do the whole autopsy of the box office.
But this one was DOA. You don't even need to wait.
Exactly. That's the magic right there. Supergirl is instantly DOA. It's the only thing I can compare this to, Jules, it is the Flash. The only thing I compare this to.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been comparing it to Shazam for I don't know what the past year since we've been talking about this movie.
Yeah. Very comparable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would probably put it more in that category, just because I was just mentioning this before the stream started, right? Like the Flash made money because the Flash people still kind of weren't sure if it was Snyderverse or not. Like like the normies, like it
had Batman.
It had Batman in it. But the Flash is also one of those, top tier A-list heroes. He has his own fandom. And plus, remember, they just got out the WB or the CW show. So they had that whole new generation of Flash fans, right? So they have that. Supergirl doesn't have that. I mean, yeah, sure, they had the TV show or whatever, but generationally, Supergirl is not an A-tier superhero.
No. I give Supergirl at best like B-, right? like the cinema score. We'll talk about that.
One of the
Flash
Superman family.
I say the Flash still like a high B. I don't want to ready to give Flash an A.
Oh yeah, well, he's up there.
He's up there. No, I'm saying, I mean, B+ is as close as you can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in my opinion. But I think that was carrying that Flash film, and then again the Michael Keaton Batman. I thought, which worked in that film, but again, there's a lot of things that was going on with that Flash film. You're probably right though, Jules, when you say don't even compare it to the Flash. The Flash made $270 million. Not great. Supergirl will be dying. Supergirl will love to get over 200 million. That's how the numbers are showing. Shazam 2 may be, and just to make it clear, when you say compared to Shazam, not the first Shazam, because it actually did good.
The second one.
Part 2, which they had 130 million in the box office. And
I mean, Supergirl should make more than that, but it's
I don't know.
Who knows? But
we'll see.
The absolute failure that what it is the same for Supergirl. It's an abject failure.
Yeah. No, it's really bad. It's really bad what's going on. And yet, like you said, it should do more than Shazam 2, because Shazam 2 only opened up to like 30 million. I think Supergirl would get over 30 million.
Yeah.
May not be 40, but
I don't know. I don't think it'll hit 40, but I think it'll be maybe like the mid to high 30s.
I'm just saying, this is the autopsy. This is the instant autopsy. My goodness. The late great Mikey said the
corpse is fresh.
He would have loved this day. An instant out. We usually wait till Monday to do this. We're doing this Saturday off the Friday numbers. Is not looking good for this film. And we're going to talk again about a lot of chatter out there. People trying to throw shots at the Snyder fandom, acting like James Gunn reads comic books. I don't think he really reads comic books. We're going to talk about this. We got a couple of super chats right off the top rope. We got a couple of super chats already, Jules. And before we actually get to this, I want to start preparing y'all. We're doing this weekly show until this Paramount deal closes. As far as on live on YouTube, we're going to start transitioning stuff to Patreon actually, and then you'll be like clips on YouTube, and we'll talk more about this as well. But it's only because YouTube they messing with my algorithm. They're doing some crazy stuff right now. But this is a good time for y'all to in the chat right now, and in the comment section. Definitely check out the Patreon, patreon.com/sylabdul. And Jules don't even know. I'm bringing Jules over there with me. Okay, we even talked about this.
Yeah, this is news to me, but it's Jules, cool, whatever. I'm down. Whatever.
Exactly. You're coming with me, Jules. Okay, I got other contributors that's to help. CeeLo, shout out to you, Vega. We're gonna talk all about y'all schedules and stuff. Y'all coming with me, okay? It's not a democracy, no, but no. We definitely, I think it could be a little bit more freedom over there with Patreon as well too. And I really want y'all to get the full fledged of what we're bringing, especially what Jules is bringing. I don't want to censor her too much, to be quite honest with you, but we gonna talk more about that. And if you right now we're chilling, weekly show Saturdays noon Saturday until this deal closes, and more details to come. But it's a good time to jump over on the Patreon. Join just as little as $1 a month. You're gonna get a lot of content over there, and you'll get actually the ad-free version of these videos going forward over on the Patreon. More details to come, but it's all good. We got the super chat here. CY says, in the immortal words of the WWE star Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
How you correct me when I say it, you correct me?
Because I know you don't like wrestling. I already know how you are, so.
You feel like my mouth was gonna go wrong with that name. For some reason, it was wild.
I know.
I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna say, yo, I said it right, and you still corrected me. It was all good. It's all good. But Jules,
you need a little help. I could tell you were struggling a little bit.
I was good. It was like a little pregnant pause, and like I got it. But the numbers don't lie. They spell disaster for you. That's a quote. So that's what you was trying to get ahead of that. I don't know this quote at all, right? That's what you're trying to say.
No, the wrestler Scott Steiner.
Yeah, I don't know this quote, but that's the significance to this is that he has this quote, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, you knew, but it's all good. It's all good. You jumped ahead a little bit, but because I can pronounce words, but
until you got to say Gillespie.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying, But see, you know what? That's why Jules gonna be on the Patreon, because like we need that unfiltered take with that. But shout out to CY. Hey, we're going off the numbers, and I do want to say this because a lot of people, and I think Jules, I think you got it. I think a lot of my core viewers got how I was covering Superman in 2025 was that. Let's see what it actually does, right? I know there's a lot of different numbers that was coming out about it, and did they spend $400 million to make the film? No, they didn't spend that much, but it did what it did based off the Superman brand, and I was leaning on that as hard to make it very clear to y'all is that if it failed off the brand, then we could roast it, But if it somewhat succeeded. I'm going to give you all the real numbers with that. Now, with Supergirl, all bets are off. All bets are off with this. There's nothing saving. There's nothing to spin with this film. And so that's why
even the critics
are
hammering down on it. And the critics are usually up James Gunn's ass.
Mm-hmm. So what changed, right? Like something. This is an interesting, shift. And I like this reality where it's like
it's so bad they couldn't even cover for him.
What like why didn't it, like, do they know, just kind of like what we're sensing, that something's about to change, the landscape is changing, right?
What did the Rock saying was when his Black Adam?
What is it?
The something
the
of the
hierarchy.
DC.
The hierarchy of DC is about to change forever. And I was rocking with that rock, like, man, we just need 100 million more, man. Like,
I mean, look, he might have been a little early by a couple of years, but it's changed. It's about to change now.
Oh, I'm about to get that clip now. My goodness, I swear. We're gonna get the hierarchy is about to change in the DC execs because Paramount's coming in, and we're gonna talk about that deal later as well too. For sure, pun intended with that. So shout out to CY for the super chat. Let's give you a drop here because, hey, I think we're closer than ever to restoring something. I'm just saying.
Cry, Sil.
I'm just saying this gonna be a very uncomfortable stream for a lot of people who were, again, shooting shots at the Snyder fandom, who were thinking Gunn really reads comic books, really adapting comic stories. We're coming from all angles. The industry hates you right now. The journalists, like it's insane.
Maybe he should have had came for the journalists a couple months ago.
That may be, again, I think this is my theory. I think the journalists know, like, Paramount's going to close this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to close this WB deal, and it's like 90% think people know it's going to happen. But what does that mean? Gunn's out, Safran's out, so they're like, we don't got to kiss up to you anymore, bro. We're going to get our premieres from David Ellison.
Yep.
We don't need you, Gunn, anymore, because he's going to run DC now. And we're good with DeLuca and Abdi as well. So it's like, we don't need you, bro. And I think that's what it's like, a wake-up call for James Gunn. Man, we got so much today, man. I don't want to get too ahead of myself right now. We got a lot to talk about today.
Give me a second. You can continue on.
You got shout out to Carlos. He says, shout out to my faves. Guzzler's been going crazy. They've been going insane. Talking about Batman Gate still. That's how just far off they are right now, not dealing with reality in their face. I dealt with a lot of the viewers here. We dealt with the Man of Steel backlash, the BVS backlash, right? They pushed out Zack Snyder in 2017. We were pushing for the Snyder cut. Took us a few years. Snyder cut comes out, and everyone acts like, they act like, okay, everyone was split off BVS theatrical cut. And they thought like the history ended in 2016, summer 2016. But then what happened later that year, the Ultimate Edition came to home video, physical media, and everyone loved the BVS Ultimate Edition. So why are we pretending like nothing happened after 2016? People stuck in the past. Carlos, like they're stuck with 4 years ago with Batman Gate and all kinds of stuff, bro. It's insane. It's insane. And we're going to correct this today. We're going to make this very clear what we're talking about today. Let's see. Do we got another super chat here? We got a lot to discuss, y'all. We go not to dance on the graves too much, but I mean, it's kind of where it's at. Bayona, the situation is even worse because Supergirl has cameos from both Superman and Lobo. Couldn't salvage the film's box office numbers. Again, we're gonna let this breathe today. We're gonna let all this breathe today because what y'all was trying to so-called DC fans. I'm very disappointed in you guzzlers and gun glazers. I'm very disappointed. Not just normal fans. There's a lot of normal fans that watches this my platforms that are Snyder fans and was giving this DC a chance, right? There's a pocket, a lot of us in that pocket. I know there's some who are Snyder fans that say, I'm not giving the Guns DC a chance at all. I get it. I never challenged y'all with that. I never said, oh, you shouldn't boycott. No. Do what you do. Vote with your wallet, right? I was saying there's a lot of overlapping fans that was Snyder fans, is Snyder fans, and was giving a new iteration of DC a chance, just like we grew up with Burton, Schumacher, Nolan, Snyder, Reeves. So as DC fans, we want to see what the new iteration would do. But once we see what you do, right, we give you a chance to present what you're actually going to do for DC overall. Then we judge you. And I'm saying there's a lot of people that was like, okay, we gave it a chance, and now we're not rocking with it after giving it a chance, right? So I just want to make that very clear when I say that. But just imagine. Oh, no, we gotta imagine nothing. BVS came out 2016. What did BVS set up? Yeah, cameos with the Justice League, basically, just the Justice League. The spinoffs, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, both made $800 million for Wonder Woman, over $1 billion for Aquaman. Actually, Aquaman's the highest grossing DC theatrical film ever. It's amazing. It did better than Dark Knight and Rises. That spun off of BVS. See, BVS didn't kill DC. Warner Brothers killed DC by delaying the Snyder Cut. We know this. and they delayed it. They tried to do this Birds of Prey stuff again, off principle. There's some people that say, "Oh, Birds of Prey is a solid film. It's all good." The principle, you pushed out Ayer, right? And then you tried to do other stuff, trying to get rid of Cavill and Ben. So that's why the backlash was there. You should have just put out the Snyder Cut 2018. Let's give them 2017. You pushed out Zack Snyder. I'm not trying to like recreate history here. What I'm saying though is that you should have came after that saying, okay, this didn't hit, Justice didn't hit. Let's put the Snyder Cut 2018. You would have had a lot more goodwill. And you had to break bread with Zack Snyder and Stone Quarry. Here is Zack and Debbie, right? You had to break bread then, but that would have restored you to goodwill in 2018. And he wouldn't have did this Matt Reeves stuff, but okay. Warner Brothers is the one that synced the DC brand. It wasn't Man of Steel. It obviously wasn't Man of Steel. It made more than Superman 2025. And I ain't even an inflation person. I know there's a lot of people that goes off inflation. I'm just going off bare numbers. Just based off what the tickets were sold in 2013, Man of Steel was vastly better as far as a performer.
Well, I was just going to say also, if it could get even worse if you actually break it down by how many tickets were sold, not even looking at the box office, but I think Man of Steel sold like twice the amount of tickets.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Superman. Like, yeah, it's no
competition. It's not like, I mean, and again, if you just go straight numbers of numbers, it already lost, right? And then you want to introduce the tickets, then it gets even worse. It gets even worse. And then inflation on top of that, it gets really ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly at that point.
They really spun the success of that whole movie, because that was not a success by any means.
So they made a profit. They did make a profit off of it.
Good for them. They got their money back.
It wasn't like an amazing. Like, I do find it odd that they greenlit Man of Tomorrow so quick, because it wasn't like Superman 2025 like took over pop culture. No, it didn't do that. At all. So it's like you kind of jumped the gun. Intended there. You jumped the gun a little bit with Man of Tomorrow, but you wanted to kind of cash in before you sold Warner Brothers. I think that's what that was, Jules. Is that let's just go ahead and get these. We got to get these films out. We got to meet a quota. Now that Warner Brothers is being sold, the jig is up now. Now it's like, okay, it's about results now. And if I'm Paramount, David Ellison coming in here, David Ellison is a lifelong DC fan. And he's like, I want DC to be great. What is he seeing this weekend? DC ain't great right now.
Not greatness.
I'm just saying, you come in there like you're the one funding all this stuff, and you're seeing, they ain't liking this DCU. You don't think David Ellison's like, okay, we already knew this beforehand, but okay, it's a confirmation of, okay, this ain't this DCU ain't hitting.
This whole DCU is absolutely pathetic. Like, if there was one word I had to use for this whole universe so far, it was just pathetic. Everything was just underwhelming, cookie cutter, garbage. Like, it's just completely pathetic, and just trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not. Like, I don't understand how people can defend this shit.
I can't imagine, like, when we're coming off spinning off of BVS. Let's say after Aquaman, they do a film. No. Let's take The Flash. I'm talking about spinning off with cameos from the Snyderverse, right? So let's say the Flash film was the original Muschietti cut. Okay, I know, Jules, you don't like this how the cut ended up, but there were things that cut out of that film. But let's say they put Henry Cavill in the first act of the Flash, which he was supposed to be, and they cut him out. Ben Affleck was there, and then at the end of the film, you had Cavill, Affleck, Momoa. You had everyone at the end of the film. Cyborg was there. Do you think that film would have bombed as much as this Supergirl film bombed with Corn Sweat Superman and Momoa Lobo?
No, absolutely not. What kind of question is that?
You see what I'm saying? No, it's a real question. It's a real question, only because if you're going off what you're setting up, right? It's like, if Superman 2025 was so great, Jules, This should have been an easy layup, right? For Supergirl. Like, okay, you got Corn Sweat there, right?
If it was so great, this like how Wonder Woman was introduced to in BVS, and then she went on to make 800 plus. Supergirl should have made more than, because Wonder Woman made more money than Man of Steel. So with that rule of thumb, then Supergirl should have made more money than Superman.
Yeah, or at least match it.
At least to it. At least got 500.
I say 6. You at least get, if Corn Sweat's popping up, he popped up in 2. Again, I haven't seen the film yet, but he popped up in 2 moments in the film, and they said that's actually the best parts of the movie. So do with that as you will. But Lobo, I'm hearing, is more forgettable. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Lobo's great." He's only in there for like, I'm trying to compare this to, less than Wonder Woman and BVS. He's there in there less. So what does that mean? Like, he's not really he's not that much of a supporting character actually in this film. And Corn Sweat, again, as they're saying, like, oh, that's the best parts of the film. So what's the rest of the film? What are we doing? You got another hour of the film, and a lot of people aren't rocking with it, right? And we're going to touch on a lot of reviews.
And they already shortened the movie too to make it run.
It's on like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like it's something off. There's definitely something off with that.
We'll get to what the critics are saying. Everybody's calling out Gunn when he's talking about making sure scripts are top notch.
You know where we're going, Jules. Don't stop reading my mind. First off, okay, like that's why you're here. But that still feels weird when you read my mind. But
sorry, bro. I'll try to do less.
Actually, no, we want more of that. But shout out to Bayona for the super chat. Cannon. It's crazy right now. Again, Saturday weekly show. People coming in hot, Jules. They coming in hot. They're about this Supergirl. And we got BKH, longtime viewer of the channel. Says, yep. Supergirl DOA. Jules love that. She loves those letters together. Lobo don't translate on screen well. Again, I'm gonna be very clear. I haven't seen the film yet, y'all. I have not seen the film yet. I'm going based off the performance. See, I can't say, oh, the film looks bad. I can't do that. Your performance is bad. Okay? That's what I'm leaning on today. That's what me and Jules are leaning on today. So I just want to make that very clear. I can't criticize anybody's performance. But as far as in the film, the numbers ain't adding up, though. The numbers are bad. But he says, Lobo don't translate on the screen well. I get what they were going for, but it didn't work. Ever since pushing Snyder out, they chased the Marvel formula. Look at what they got him, Jules. That's the problem, right?
That's literally been the origin story of all of this drama. It was Snyder was too dark back when Marvel was making billions on every single movie. And then all of a sudden the Warner Brothers execs were like, we want to do that. Let's do family friendly, fun and light and airy. And colorful. That's what people want. Meanwhile, Snyder's doing well with his building out his universe. The numbers are increasing with every movie he comes out with, but yet they're not satisfied. They want what Marvel's doing. They chase him out. They bring in all these clowns trying to copy that formula, and it's just L after L after L after L after L, just nonstop L's. It's a complete and utter failure, and they just wasted a decade of everybody's lives, not just the actors, but the fans' lives and all the executives, and how much money was wasted on all these films.
Yeah, because you had a guaranteed, again, Jules, I'm at the point right now where what happened in 2017 happened, right? Zack Snyder, Autumn,
right?
Perished, and then Zack was like, I got to be with my family. Y'all pushing me out anyway, right? Zack was like, okay,
like you guys don't want me anyway. Yeah.
Go ahead, do your justice, right? Go ahead. So I'm gonna give y'all 2017 only because the numbers show BVS was technically divisive. Technically, it made money. And we can get to the minutia of all this, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna allow you to have 2016, 2017. Again, Snyder Cut should have came out the next year after Justice failed. Okay, come up with the Snyder Cut, right? So it's y'all fault. Warner Brothers, you got execs that's been there since that time. still in the building. Like we're not talking about Sujihara and Emmerich and Hamada. They're still DC execs in the building, saw what happened then and still didn't push to course correct or come back to the Snyderverse to complete the story. Stamp it home but then Marvel takes the blueprint, right? Jeff Johns goes to Marvel or leaks it to Marvel, and they do Infinity War Endgame. That's what DC was going to do.
And these are proven facts too. Like these leaks, these are proven. This is not just fan theories. Like this is actually what happened. It was complete sabotage.
Insane.
A war happening inside Warner Brothers over the DC properties.
We can go even further back to the Civil War. He leaked out the BVS plans. And then all of a sudden, Civil War was Stark versus Cap, right?
The original Captain America sequel was supposed to be some
and didn't have Tony at all.
Yeah,
Serpentine Society.
Yeah, that and
they shoehorned it into the Sam Wilson film, which failed. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I was just talking about that. Like everything that they literally Snyder is the blueprint. Everything that Marvel got success over was because they were copying Snyder storylines. And like Snyder came out famously and said, or infamously said, they don't want him, they just want his ideas.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like they could have, and that's why and a lot of those execs are gone, but there's still some there that push for the Supergirl film. I was trying to tell you all this like a couple weeks ago, that there's still people in-house that were anti-Snyder or just didn't act like they want to support, and they want to push this James Gunn stuff, and it's blown up in their face. When Paramount's coming into the building, they're like, okay, all y'all that greenlit this Supergirl stuff, y'all fired. It's over.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the DC brand has not been upheld, right? And a lot of people, Jules, like we said, with Superman 2025, that was based off the brand of Superman, international brand. You're talking about symbols in the world. You're talking about Jesus Christ, Superman, Batman.
Right.
Like,
that's the most recognizable symbols in the world. I think, it's the cross. And I think the Superman logo is number 2 in the entire world.
Yeah. So you're going to get $600 million no matter what, I feel. Unless you just totally, want to tank it. So I can't give y'all credit. If I'm David Ellison coming into the building here, I'm not giving you any credit for 2025. Because you're supposed to get some money off soon. Just like when I put a Batman film out, you better get $700 million.
Right.
You should get more, actually.
Well, that's also why, like, just talking about Reeves the Batman real quick, like, I don't think that's like that great of a success because it's Batman. Like
that's bare minimum.
They did the bare minimum, right?
Yeah. And so it's like it's hard to give people credit. So Jules, I'm trying to make friends with some of the Reeves bots. They came at me for the last 4 years. So I'm trying to be like, hey, I'm giving you a chance for part 2. Okay. I'm trying to give you a chance.
I can't wait for that universe to be over too.
Don't come at me after this. But I just think David Ellison, this is the worst time possible. If you're a James Gunn fan right now, if you're a guzzler, okay, this is the worst time for this to fail because the deal's about to close and you coming into the door saying, okay, this is where you messed up at. Okay, you're out of here. Okay. Everyone that supported this, out of here. This isn't good for the DC brand. And that's what that's why I'm upset though about these James Gunn only fans, is that they are even throwing people under the bus. Everyone except James Gunn. We're going to get into that in a moment here. I don't respect y'all at all. I do not respect anyone. If you're rocking with what James Gunn is doing in this world, you should be riding hard for the Supergirl film, because Snyder fans, despite the Rotten Tomatoes throwing at Man of Steel, BVS, we still was rocking hard for the films. We still was rocking hard for the writers of the films and the directors and the actors. I see y'all abandoning. That's what I'm seeing, Jules. I'm seeing them abandoning people, everyone except James Gunn. And I have no respect for a fandom that abandons what they're supposed to be rocking for. We'll get more into it in a moment with that. We got Paul here with the stream elements. That's still available too. Shout out to you, Paul, for using the Stream Elements link. Let's see. I can't see. Hold on.
You want me to read it?
No, you good. You good. My screen went crazy on me there. We got Paul here says saw Supergirl yesterday. That's good luck to you. I liked it more than Superman. Oh, I gave it a 7.1 out of 10. I consider Gunn's universe Elseworlds because of how Clark's Kryptonian parents are portrayed. So it did not bother. This is interesting. The Elseworld angle, Jules, can be used for sure. But I do find it interesting. Paul's saying he liked the Supergirl film more than Superman. That's
low bar.
By that.
Low bar. I mean, look what he said. He said, considering it Elseworld, so he's not looking at this like it sounds like Paul's going into it with low expectations.
Yeah.
You just want to go and just be entertained, eat some popcorn, and go home. And I mean, it's an action movie, right? That's pretty much
that's how you describe me. That's how you, okay.
Yeah. that's mostly what you look for. Yeah, that's all you want.
But yeah, I think to be entertained, I mean to throw that at you, but to be entertained, that's what we want for theaters. And as a DC fan, I want to be entertained. That's why I said I normally am there day one for every DC film, and I've only been talked out of it twice at this point. Right? Shazam 2 was the first one, so. And I think for good reason. They end up having 130 million in the box office. Only 130 million. This film may get under 200. I think that's where we're at with this film. Shout out to Paul. One drop. It's crazy out here, y'all. Again, yeah. Hey, the people have spoken. I think that's one thing, Jules. This is good. I like seeing people on the timeline speaking out against what they thought about this Gunn DCU for the past couple years. This data needs to be out there for Paramount, right? Jules, like Ellison has to see this feedback, this backlash.
Yeah. And society is kind of changing, whereas like people aren't automatically just going to tune into what they're being told is the next big thing. Like, oh, you have to like this. Like, do I really need to like this? Like, let me take a step back and make that decision for myself. And then we saw that happen with Superman last year. Everybody was like, oh yeah, we're going to go watch. It's going to be great. And then, all the bots were online really drumming it up, making it seem like it's so hyped or whatever, so great. But then once that kind of settled down and a couple of months had passed, more people coming out like, you know what? In hindsight, now that all the hype, like no one's talking about it, is it safe now to say that movie was mid? Right. And then now we're seeing it with Supergirl. People already know what to expect because they've already seen Peacemaker. That the finale was a disaster. The complete fall off. Creature Commandos. I don't even know anybody actually watched that.
No one watched it. Yeah, no one watched it. I watched it, but yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, you watch everything. I don't know any other projects that.
See these strikes? You see this? Go ahead.
I don't know any other projects. I can't think of any on top of my mind. But like when Superman came out, was supposed to be the big film event, and it came out mid, and now Supergirl came out completely bomb, completely rejected too. And that's the thing, like we've been talking about the international market, how it completely rejected Superman, and it has completely rejected Supergirl as well.
It has. It's right now the early numbers are like 50 million
worldwide.
We're talking about international. We're talking about UK, Brazil,
China,
Spain. Everyone, right? Germany, France, everyone, right? 50 million so far. Okay, that's a lot more territory than the US, y'all. Okay, China, like you said, I don't think it's in Japan yet. I don't know if it'll get to Japan at this point, but this is not good. If this holds, and according to, and we'll get to the numbers, let's say right here, they're probably under 40 million, but we'll give them 40. We'll round it up, right?
Yeah, everybody's trying to get them to that 40. The rally.
If it's only 52 million, you're still under 100 million opening weekend, right? You're worldwide, global, and what that means, if you're the trajectory of how these box office goes, you're saying, okay, we're going to lose about 50% every week at best. or unless we go crazy, like, Sinners, like Obsession, like, these films that just goes crazy, right?
Yeah.
This ain't that, right? So you're going to fall at least 50% or more. My Disclosure Day just dropped 70%. That Spielberg film last week.
That movie made no noise, surprisingly.
Yeah, I did. That's another thing. Again, it's like it was no buzz. I was like, I ain't gonna watch it. I'll wait till it comes to streaming, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going on with Supergirl, is that if you get 90 million globally week 1, what does that mean? You're not getting 300 million by the time this is over. You're not getting. I'm just gonna break it to you. That's what's out there. You can't get 100 million the first weekend globally. You're not getting 300 million for the because you're only gonna get like 3 or 4 weeks in the theaters now. They're gonna pull you. That's what's about to happen right now, right? So that's a loss of money overall. We got Silos here saying, speaking of Aquaman, Momoa giving Gunn credit on Aquaman. Is there a clip on that? I haven't seen this. Jules, what was he talking about?
I don't know, but Carlos has been up on Aquaman, Momoa's ass on his guzzling of Gunn lately. So if Los is saying it, I'm assuming he saw it somewhere. I'm gonna take his word for it.
Giving Gunn credit for Aquaman?
That's crazy.
Momoa, he should be like, Momoa should be hashtagging restore the Snyderverse, because
he needs that. He's gonna need some paychecks soon with the way this is going.
Because Lobo, it ain't. Hey, though people are saying, "Oh, Lobo, he hits." He's only there for like 15 minutes.
Ain't nobody going in for Lobo anyway, and I haven't seen not one good thing about his performance. So
it's very generic. It's very generic. Like, Momoa's being Momoa. Okay, bro. Like, we'll have a beer.
Oh, he's just being a big dude, bro, drinking beer on his bike. Ooh, I'm so intrigued.
Okay.
Who doesn't love a himbo? Get out of my face.
We got calls again coming back. Says, is there a world where Man of Tomorrow would be a tax write-off? You speaking Jules' language. Like, this is.
I wish. I mean, it's wishful thinking. I mean, we know it's probably not happening, but it would be a nice miracle. They're gonna come out with that. But the movie's coming out.
I'm not. I'm gonna be opposite now, Jules. I'm gonna not just being devil's advocate, but I'm not gonna rule it out after this type of backlash we're seeing with the DCU universe. And again, the numbers are there. And then I'm gonna get into this. Actually, I'm gonna get to this later, because what's coming out before Man of Tomorrow, Jules? You still got Lanterns. You still got Clayface.
Lanterns is another one. DOA.
What if all that bombs, Jules? Again, we'll get more into this in a minute here, but I'm just saying, just hypothetically,
it's all gonna bomb.
It can't be a given that like, what if? Okay, it starts now. It started in Peacemaker, but again, we'll lay this all out today. We're just getting started, but let's say Peacemaker failed the finale. You got Supergirl failing. Lanterns fails, Clayface fails. I may got a tax write-off something on somebody next year. Like,
that's a nice size tax write-off, though. I mean, look, if it does get a tax write-off, I'm gonna take credit for manifesting it and putting it out there and getting everybody else to do the same thing. Power to the people, we are magical beings. We can manifest it into reality.
Manifest it for sure. Shout out to Carlos one time. We got VEGA, member for 1 month with the members message. The members messages are available, y'all. If y'all members out there, even though I said y'all migrating stuff to Patreon, I'm still gonna be throwing exclusive reactions to the members over here. So I want to make this very clear. It's all about the public YouTube game. It's not jiving with my algorithm, but we still gonna give the members, what they need. And then Patreon is gonna be very interesting. And again, I'm just saying. Unfiltered Jules. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, that should sell it right there. But
I don't know. I might turn into a sailor.
We're gonna have to negotiate with her a little bit. I want the real Jules over there. Okay, I want the real, the one I get when the camera's not on. Okay, but
I don't know about that.
Hey, no holds barred. We got Vega here says Scylla Jules and all Syl Nation. We here. Shout out to you again, Vega, the voice behind the anthem of the channel. We got BKH coming back through again. Like I said, the timeline is hot, y'all, out there on Twitter. Like it's crazy. I've never seen it like this for DC, and it's like in a bad way right now, but It wasn't like this for Superman. It was not like this last year. As far as just the buzz, it's a lot of chatter, Jules. There's a lot of just people coming out, just speaking out about the state of DC. I haven't seen this. I can't.
Honestly, I think it's because people were giving Gunn grace in the beginning with Superman. Yeah. That was the first movie, so we're like, let's see what he does. You know, Peacemaker was okay, and then he came out with all this other stuff, and everybody was just like, eh. And now with Supergirl, I think they see, all right, so this is all we're getting from this is all we're gonna get from him every single time, and I don't know if I like it. I don't like it, so I'm not gonna support it. You know, you can only get so many chances, and he's had plenty in the past 4 years.
Oh, we gave him plenty of grace. From 2022, he was signed, right, and then you get a chance to do your whole Creature Commandos. I think it was 2024, because he killed the entire 2023 slate.
Right. Like, let's not forget too that even before he became the co-head of DC, he's had other projects before then. It's not like Superman was his first DC project. He did the Suicide Squad, which people did not like. Yeah, he also did, and then the Peacemaker TV show. So people already had a feel for his flavor of his style. And so when Superman came out and they saw it was like the exact same style, cookie cutter bullshit, they rejected it. And now they finally understand, oh, this is all we're ever going to get from this guy. And I don't like it. I don't want to see my superheroes like this.
I love the feedback of everyone. Just again, there's some, because let's be clear, there's a large segment, and I think this includes Jules, that wasn't giving Gunn a chance at all, right? Just gonna be real about it, right? You wasn't giving him a chance at all.
No, I gave him a chance when he
when
he first was announced. But then once he said, basically he trashed everything that came before him, I was like, all right, he's an enemy. So,
okay. So you at least initially, there are some though.
I waited to see what he was going to do.
There are some that didn't wait, and I respect him. Hey, you was like, oh, I sniffed this out from the beginning. Gunn is not right for DC. Y'all were right?
Yeah,
y'all were right 4 years ago. Right? So there's that segment, and then there's some. Probably early Jules gave him a chance, but she flipped pretty early. I'll say that. There's some like me and others that was like, let's see what Gunn actually produces. And
once he embarrassed Cavill like he did, that was early. I think that was it, because that was his second day on the job.
Yeah, that was 2022.
So I think that's when a lot of people kind of flipped on him. He's like, oh, you're gonna do Henry like that? Like, that's our generation Superman. You're gonna do that? Like, we love him. That's how you're gonna do him? All right. Yeah. So it just goes to show his character.
It's the optics of it was the problem with Cavill, because Cavill came out with the video that he was back, and I was like,
and he had to come out with another video to explain that he's not.
Yeah, you get that type of or he posted a post. You get that endorsement from Cavill saying, "I'm back as Superman." DeLuca and Abby was like, we're going to ride this. Like, we're about to do Man of Steel 2.
And that post blew up.
Yes. So for Gunn to come in and be like, oh, I didn't know. No, you knew Cavill said he was back.
Everybody knew. The whole world knew.
Was that a strategic play by Cavill and his team? I'm sure it was, right?
Most likely.
I'm the hottest Superman on the planet right now. So if I say I'm back, you better use me. That's what Cavill was saying with that. And Gunn wanted to be like, whoa, I had no idea. It's
listen, like, the international audience loves Henry, and we saw that in the box office. It's a shame that the American public did not do the same thing and stand by our Superman. But whatever. The numbers are what they are. Not everybody knows the truth.
The numbers don't lie overall. We're going to get more into the Gunn mistakes, because I'm going to make it very clear. I mean, y'all see the title. It's time for new DC leadership. Like, I take this DC stuff very seriously. I give people a chance. Again, we grew up with Burton, Schumacher, Nolan, Snyder, Reeves.
Yeah,
so
it's different eras.
I'm going to give people a chance, but when you show me who you are, right? Like, the great quote, believe them when they show you who you are. And Gunn showed his hand, and the mismanagement of Supergirl, I feel is a fireable offense on top of what happened preceding this. And we'll talk about it. We're going to lay this all out today. Okay. I'm a little jazzed up right now. Okay. We got VKH says, don't forget Snyder's original plan for the Aquaman film revealed why Jason's version of Aquaman had tattoos. Yeah, it was like a story behind it. Snyder's version of Aquaman would have been a better film. To see Jason be a stupid Lobo is sad. And that's a real thing, Jules. First, on the Aquaman part, you had that, it was like that Mother Box video where it showed the origin of each character. Like you had, you know, and so you get to Aquaman, his origin, the symbols there was contradicting the actual film James Wan came out with. Like Zach had a different, and Zach came out and talked about this. They had a different vision to how that Aquaman was going to be. That's a real thing right there, Jules, is that Zach had epic plans for every one of these characters.
He had so much lore, so much backstory. I mean, I think he also wanted to kill Aquaman's father off just to give him more of a tragedy, give him a real reason to be depressed and lonely. Yeah, and they didn't want to go that route because, as we know, the Aquaman movie, even though it made $1 billion, it was Snyderverse, and people thought it would be, you know, the same Aquaman we got in like Justice League or whatever.
Right.
But it was definitely different in tone and themes. Like it was much more colorful, it was more of a family friendly adventure.
For the record, just like I enjoy the film for what it was. I know that wasn't Zach's original vision though. Like
it was clear it wasn't.
So it did what it did, right? But to see Momoa, we played that video, I think it was last week, where he's like, "Oh, well, why am I signing Aquaman?" It's like, bro, like,
you should hang out with this smarter guy that has, you know, Lobo.
That's
stuff.
your jam right there, Aquaman. You made
that's your
most
$1 billion
money.
Franchise.
And part 2, quiet as kept, it crawled and actually broke even. Of all the films in 2023, Aquaman 2 based off of the franchise. So that's
left
now
that
practice.
They left that
exactly. How do you have a film that made $1.1 billion and you leave it out to dry the sequel? That makes no sense as an exec, right? And again, that's more on James Gunn because Ben Affleck was supposed to be in the third act of that film. So I'm just saying, again, I know people's like, will it ultimately alter the entire film, like with the Flash? When I said it was going to be more Cavill, and Ben would have totally altered the film. Totally, it probably been still some weird parts, but it would have improved. Just seeing Cavill's face in the Flash film would have got another $100 million just having Cavill in the film, right? And I think Aquaman would have fared better as well if he had been in the film. Like, yeah, it would have fared better. I mean, that's just what it is. And that was Gunn's call to push both of them out.
Right.
Cavill
Gunn knew what
Ben.
he was doing. He didn't want any competition versus his universe. Like, we all know what it is.
Yeah.
I get it from a competitive standpoint.
I do get it. I mean, because you're talking about power, right? So no one wants to supersede power. They don't want to just give it away.
Right.
I get it. Right. You signed the contract. You are the CEO.
You want to be the guy. Yeah.
I get it, but it's like, hey, you got to catch these shots when you fail.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're gonna pull a stunt like that, man, whatever you come out with needs to be better than what came before, what you're replacing, and it's so many miles less than what we got.
Let's be clear, right? James Gunn, if you was going to say, you know, oh, I didn't really fire Cavill, but you did, right? But you push Cavill out, you had to make more than Man of Steel. In 2025, absolutely. You had to,
and he did it. Yeah,
you didn't, right? And then there's a slow descent to where we are right. This isn't overnight. That's why I'm we got a lot to get through. Yeah, let me go forward here because it's a lot to talk about. Because
I got to bounce in a few minutes, man.
Oh, you good. But there's a lot to touch on because it's like this wasn't overnight. This was not overnight at all as far as what happened. With that, we got Carlos saying they was worried about a theme song. He's talking about Black Adam. Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
That's so hurtful that people really was mad about that, right? Real quick, Supergirl numbers. As it says again, Toy Story is winning this weekend. Of course, we knew this was going to happen. Now they're over 300 million worldwide. I think this film is going to really push. It's like a 50-ish% drop for Toy Story. So it's holding pretty well. And then you got Minions coming out next week. You got Moana. Both of them not tracking that well. Toy Story is going to hold pretty well, I feel.
Minions
going through this next holiday
is probably the biggest surprise for me. Moana is not. People are kind of sick of the Disney remakes, and Moana is not. Their trilogy is not even finished, and they're already coming out with a live action. People were talking about that when they announced it, so no surprise. People are not liking The Rock's portrayal in live action.
There is the wig. It's the wig that's not hitting for that. But like I said, Toy Story is going to get about 80 million its second weekend. That's again about a 50% drop.
They're pretty looking good at Super Mario type numbers for Toy Story.
Yeah, it's actually tracking ahead of it, which is good. It's right behind the pace of Incredibles 2, which is the greatest animated performance ever. Toy Story 5 is like a little bit behind that. Pretty good. Pretty good company.
I actually heard people talking about it on going to the train station or the subway this past week. So there's definitely buzz from the normies.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's hidden. And again, I've seen Toy Story 5 and I'm saying it's for the entire family. Go take your family or go yourself, whatever. Anyway, you should be watching Toy Story 5. If you knew the original film, you should be watching this one. I feel overall. Now, Supergirl says it's coming in on a low end of 40 million, meaning it may get under 40 million for its opening weekend. Now, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Morbius got 39 million. It's on pace for Morbius numbers. Morbius box office, I should have had this up already. Morbius box office was what? I think was that under 200? Yeah, 160. So
didn't that like go to Netflix like, right away?
That's the pace of Supergirl. A little bit better than Shazam 2. We're not going to give you that ultimate dishonor. But Morbius, like you ain't going to get the Marvels.
Morbius has been like the laughing stock of CBMs for like the past 5 years. So that's like, I'm sorry, I keep using this word. I just keep going back to it. It's so pathetic. Like that's the best you guys can do. Morbius numbers. Everybody should lose their damn jobs.
Everyone should be fired. Like seriously, everyone that greenlit this, you had execs in DC saying, "Oh, we was pushing for a Supergirl film our entire lives. This is your life. This is your
life's work.
Your retirement. Like, this is your retirement. It's over. Okay, you got your film, and it's a laughing stock. It's stained the DC brand. That's what this film is doing. Shazam 2 was bad enough. If you remember the press behind that, that was a pretty bad backlash for Shazam 2 in 2023. This may be on that par as well too. So 40 million. Now, how this breaks down, this is how crazy this is, right? Friday numbers, which included the Wednesday, Thursday premiere numbers, ended up being 18 million. Now, what does that mean? 8 million came from Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. That leaves 10 million for Friday. So you only got 10 million walk-up sales for Friday for a DC film. What does that mean? You make and hold for a Saturday, just people just curious, and it's going to tank for Saturday for Sunday. This is all the makings of a bomb. It's already bombed, and the walk-up business. People don't care enough to watch this film. What Jules, like, how is this even possible? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. Is like, as a DC, you put Corn Sweat, you put Superman all in the trailer. Does it just not matter? No one really cared about 2025?
Nobody. I'm sorry. People like Corn. Some people like Corn Sweat. Corn Sweat did not make an impact. I don't, nothing against the guy. It may not be his performance, but again, it's just the DC brand. I guess I'm the only one that expected this, honestly. I don't think anyone else in the
bad,
world
though, Jules.
Shazam. Like, I have not seen it. I think I was the only one. And
I gotta call Lil Cap. This bad, Jules? You thought it was gonna be this bad?
I said Shazam like a few times.
You did. You actually did. Yeah.
I have.
Yes, you did. I hate to admit it. Yeah, you did.
I was crazy, but here we are. The DC people keeps talking about the damage of the DC brand. The damage has been done for the past decade, and we've talked about this ad nauseum since last week. The damage started with Hamada, with Joss Whedon actually, and then Hamada picked it up, picked that ball up, and kept running with it. And then they came and went over to James Gunn, who completely just obliterated whatever goodwill was left over from what Snyder created. And people are just rejecting it. So there's no surprise that this happened. Like, if you would have seen the trajectory of what's been happening with every movie that has been coming out, this shouldn't be a surprise for anyone. I don't know how I'm the only one that saw this, but like, you have everything going against this movie. James Gunn with his notes. You have Millie Alcock, who is like an up-and-coming actress. She was great in House of the Dragon season 1, but she's still young, up-and-coming. She doesn't really have that fandom of, let's say, a Cindy Sweeney, just comparing her to another blonde girl, right? Like, that would have been different if they would have gotten someone with another caliber. But I prefer getting lesser known names for these big properties, right?
Yeah. I wanted to Cindy Sweeney for this.
Yeah, I mean, and then you try to shoehorn in Lobo, and everything that we see is just, it just looks like shit, right? Like, everybody already knows. The production quality is bad, costuming bad, more crypto because, you know, just tugging at people's heartstrings. Animal lovers, like, everything is just wrong about what's been happening.
I don't think the kids rocking with crypto like that. Like,
no one cares.
I don't think they really rocking with it. Like, oh, I get a crypto toys. Like, they put their chips in the wrong basket. Like that. That's the problem, I think, with this, is that in Superman, like you said, Corn Sweat, you know, Cavill left you with something in Man of Steel. Like, when you walked away from Man of Steel 2013, you like, this dude's Superman. Like,
he didn't even have to have, like, people always talk shit about Cavill not speaking much in Man of Steel or BVS. That man didn't have to speak. He just had to stand there and look at, like, the god that he looks like.
He's just aura farming, like, as the kids will say. That's all Cavill had to do.
He's Superman. So Superman should be able to just stand there and, like, you should freeze, because you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to look at him.
Doesn't have that.
Probably run away. Like, he's super strong. Like, you should be scared a little bit, but also intrigued. He played that perfectly, absolutely perfect.
Cornswell doesn't have that.
Goofy. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have that aura.
All that stuff. He doesn't have that aura, right? And now, can he get, you know, to that point? I mean, I probably not.
No.
Either you got it or you don't, bro. Like, either you got it or you don't. And again, I think it's telling, because I said this without really realizing what I was saying after Superman 2025. I was like, the best scenes that Cornswell had in the film, he was Clark. That was his best scenes in the film. And I was like, what does that say about him as Superman? That aura, that presence, right? He doesn't.
Like, if you don't have that, then you don't have, you're not the character.
You gotta be Superman. You gotta feel like Superman standing there. He will you up, like he will. Yeah, Henry, if he needs to.
Henry worked because he had what Christopher Reeve had, right? Like,
I think he had the more physicality on top of that, though. Yeah,
because it's a different era. Back then, muscle mass wasn't what it is today, right? This was before Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And that whole Mr. Olympians era. But Christopher Reeve had the look, he had the height, he had the smile, he had the twinkle in his eye, and he had the charisma. Henry has all of that, and he's even better looking than Christopher Reeve. And you top it all off with the muscle mass, the suit, the production quality. Come on,
man! I just watched. It's funny. I just watched Man of Steel. I watched both Superman films again last night. I watched Man of Steel and Superman 2025, and it's just such a stark comparison. Like, it just. I watched Superman 2025 first. You know, that's like your frosting on a cake. It's like, okay. And then it's like you go to the main, you know, the main cake, the main meat and potatoes is Man of Steel. I was like, it's insane. There's so two different Superman films that's out there in the last 13 years. It's insane. The quality. Again,
they didn't even need to exist.
People that diss Cavill, like, you rewatch Man of Steel right now, he has so many character moments in the film. Like, Zach really put Cavill in the best situation possible.
And he was building him up. Like, I could have just imagined what we would have gotten more of him as Clark at the Daily Planet with Man of Steel 2. Like, at the end of Man of Steel, when he had his whole welcome to the planet moment.
Yeah, it was such a great
to see him working
great
there moment.
The music comes in. I'm like, oh, I want Man of Steel 2 right now.
At the end of the movie. Like, the movie ended as great as it began. Like, that movie was just almost a perfect film, especially when it comes to a comic book movie. And with Bayona, I don't want to ignore his comment. When I mentioned Crypto, I actually hesitated for a second saying Crypto because that's not Crypto. That is really James Gunn's dog, and that's the most annoying part of this entire stupid universe.
According to James Gunn, Crypto is based off his own dog, and he said he couldn't start the DC universe. He had to use Crypto. That was his end to write a Superman film. This is what James Gunn
makes no sense. That makes no sense.
And like, are we surprised? Is what we get for the first 2 theatrical films? Is Crypto?
It's all Crypto.
It's all around Crypto because he doesn't know how to write anything outside of that.
Guy has no imagination, and he literally said he came out and he gave the production the production crew videos and pictures of his deceased dog to copy for Crypto. So this is literally like his dog come back to life. It's fucking weird.
That's just a weird personal thing that we didn't want to be a part of this, bro. So the numbers are there. This is the flop it's an instant flop, y'all. There's really no other way to put this.
Can't spend it.
You got what we say, 40 million opening. They were claiming they spent only, what did they say, like 175. Now it's more than 180 is the actual numbers that's coming out there.
And we'll keep finding more money somewhere. More the truth will eventually come out.
What that means, the numbers I received 6 months ago was actually too low. The 375 to 425. Now they need like 450, 460 for profit.
It's crazy. They thought they read that script and they thought that they would get that.
So what this means is that this is an instant loss. And you got, again, Paramount coming into the building. They got to see this, right? You know they see this, right? So what I want to make very clear going forward is, because I think, again, my stance on this was, some of y'all, again, didn't give Gunn DC a chance at all. And, hey, y'all were right. Y'all were right. Those of us that gave it a chance was like, let's see what happens off the Superman brand. We saw it couldn't match Man of Steel, right? So a lot of us in this category here was like, I'm hearing from a lot of people. They're like, hey, I gave it a chance, but this ain't rocking, bro. Like Gunn was promising this ain't happening, right? You get rid of Cavill, you better knock it out of the park. So you haven't. So this is where we're at. So now we can really look at who was misleading us this past year, because there's a lot of denial out there with this film. The numbers are out there. You got people like this. Who's this? Oh, Daniel RPK. This is someone, he publicly went against me saying Cavill and Ben was back in 2022, right? So yeah, am I petty? Yeah, I'm being petty today. But this guy last year was saying, oh, there was a screen test for Supergirl early this year. I'm hearing once again that movie is very good. People say, oh, the script was good and all this stuff. Bro, everyone's being exposed. If you were openly shilling for the Supergirl film, you're about to be exposed. You're already exposed, right? We got to look at who we're getting information from. This dude was way off. Obviously, he's probably on the take, allegedly. Whoever this person is, they have like several accounts, and they're like based in Asia. No shade to Asia, but all I'm saying is that, bro, you can't be that clicked in with the DC fandom when you're just shilling openly for James Gunn. So that's Exhibit A with this person here. What Amari say? I thought the 3 people said, man, tomorrow's in great hands. That's amazing. We got more. We got more with that. We got even worse. People knowing the numbers were coming in bad for the Supergirl film, and they still was openly shilling for this film. We got another exhibit here. Angry Joe. I don't know if you saw another. You may not see a more pathetic male.
What the fuck is this?
This dude, first off, he has the worst Superman suit on ever. Right?
Literally, he make it himself.
Now, again, am I making this personal? Yes, because again, I had smoke for Daniel RBK. He came at me in 2022, so I'm going to be petty. Angry Joe questioned me saying Cavill was in Black Adam. I don't know if y'all saw this in public, but I'm I was waiting for opportunity to bring you up on the screen here, Angry Joe. When we was hearing the projections of Supergirl, what was Joe saying?
I am looking forward to it, and I hope it does well. Please go out and support it.
Please.
What? First off, what is that?
Why was he grabbing his titties like that?
What is that?
And I hope it does well. Please go out and support it. Please go out and support it. Go support your boy. Okay? You go out and watch the movie. You're supporting what what your boy likes and making me happy. Okay.
Huh? This where we at right now, bro?
They're begging people to watch their stupid movies.
You got this, man. You got grown men like pulling out their titties, basically.
Oh my God.
For Supergirl. This what we doing, Joe? And what's crazy after this man came back and said this before he watched the film. He was begging people because he got that check. Again, I get it. We get the shields out here. We get it. You come out here pulling them out for Supergirl, and then you watch and you say, "Oh, it really wasn't that good." It really wasn't that good. Oh, that's when shilling went too far. When this man out here grabbing his chest for Supergirl, bro. Insane. Okay, insane where we're at with DC. We got Super Sly. So might as well give us the shills Batgirl film. I say, Joe, it can't be more worse than this.
It is worse. I'm telling you, it's so much worse. It's worse.
This man.
No.
All I'm saying, like, I guarantee Michael Keaton's in that film. It's gotta be better. No, it has to matter, Drew. It has to matter.
No.
We're just gonna agree to disagree.
It's just gonna be so trash.
That's just all we're gonna do.
It's gonna be a high budget TV show.
Could it be?
They only made what, $90 million?
Yeah, so they spent less on it, so there's more practical effects.
They were gonna make that shit campy as hell. No, it's gonna be worse.
I think it couldn't have been more worse.
It was gonna be worse.
We're gonna disagree. That's all
we'll never know because we're never gonna watch either.
We're gonna find this. We're gonna find this film so I can prove Jules wrong.
It's nowhere to be found. They wiped it from the database.
But as far as with Angry Joe, again, and Joe, if this gets across to you, it's only because
take your titties for Supergirl.
It's only because you came with me in 2022. I'm that petty. I remember stuff for years. It's probably unhealthy, but
just waiting.
I want you to slip up publicly one time, and I was gonna come at you.
One time.
All this glazing, like it wasn't even worth it, bro. The internet is forever. This clip has defined your platform for life. Whatever you put out months from now, years from now, this clip's gonna come like, bro, you was pulling out your titties for Supergirl, bro. So we want you to breathe on that. All right,
breathe. There you go. Breathe, dog.
No sense of any self-awareness. Has his frontal lobe developed ever?
You can't get more worse than a man than this. Cupping your breasts for Supergirl, bro.
Yep.
What are we doing, bro? And again, on the other side, like I said, we get it. You got the check, bro. You got the check, but was it worth it? Was it worth it?
You know what?
Bro?
It's now no one can ever take him seriously once Paramount takes over and does whatever they do with these properties because they're gonna know whatever his name Joe, whatever he says is just for the paycheck. Is not gonna be genuine, so no one can take him seriously anymore.
Bro, I promise you, I won't bring that picture up ever again. That
was unexpected.
I had to get it across.
I'm glad I provided a segue for that one.
But it's only because he came to me. Like, I didn't like that.
Whatever,
like that,
bro. Listen, if you're a fucking James Gunn shill and you've been attacking Snyder fans for the past few years, you deserve it. I don't care. I'm gonna say it.
Superman the titty man. I'm just saying, bro.
Cupping them breasts.
The numbers are in. It's a wrap. As far as what's going on, but we're just getting started, y'all. We're just getting started. There's some more receipts we're bringing up today for this Supergirl autopsy. There's people that's questioning like, oh, what will this film really do? So, and actually, we'll start on the left here. Okay, so because we talk about the stages of the now, right? Jules was been asking me to bring this up for like months now. We got stages of grief. Stages of grief.
Oh, the stages of grief. Yes, I remember those.
The stages of grief, right? You
know, my God, you probably did it.
We got the now. We got bargaining. Like you're like, hey, what if this happens? And
Joe was just at bargaining because he was begging everyone to go watch this.
Then once you realize your bargaining isn't working, your anger. Like we're not there yet. We're not there yet with people. They're gonna get angry.
Like that'll be next week. Let's give Tuesday. By Tuesday, when the numbers come in, they're really gonna be angry.
Then the depression will set in. The depression's like, oh, like all hope is lost. Like, yeah, DCU's dead. And then you just accept it, like, okay. Because
at least Snyder's not back.
By the time Lanterns hits, it's gonna be a lot of acceptance. Like, oh, okay, DCU's dead.
Is dead.
We got.
I don't know if it'll be that quick. I don't think that they're gonna accept it.
Clayface?
Man of Tomorrow. They're gonna hold on.
You think they're gonna make a year without accepting? Okay,
they're gonna beat the press for. They're gonna beat the press for a while.
Maybe it'll be more. Yeah, it'll be anger and depression for the rest of this year.
For the rest of the year.
We agree with that. Right now, we're in the now and bargaining territory, right? So we got this first guy on the left here.
The audience has spoken.
The audience came out. Now, I just want to make it very clear on Rotten Tomatoes. First, we don't care about the critic side. I really don't. See, that's what the problem with you guzzlers and glazers. You ain't supposed to care about the critic side. We've been doing this for 13 years. We don't care about what critics say, right? The problem is that y'all put too much stake in critics, but we'll leave it where that's at. It's actually it's another. Let's be clear. I want to make sure the real numbers are out there, though. Though I don't care about the critic side, we're still gonna clown you a little bit. It's actually at 57 right now as of today. Okay. So the critics ain't rocking with you.
And they not eating what Gunn's selling. I mean, this
the real numbers right there. Now, though we don't care about the critics, just to put it on record here, when Zack Snyder realizes, okay, this is what the critics are kind of coming at me, but I'm gonna get the fans what they want. You get Zack Snyder's Justice League. You get your 71%. You get your 90% audience score. This is what a successful DC film looks like, right? It ain't this. Okay, so let's just make that clear to people with that. But this guy was like, oh, the audience has spoken. 75% of the popcorn meter proving moviegoers are enjoying it. To be clear, 75% is not good. If people don't know that, like anything under 80 is not good for audience. Again, I don't care about critics. I don't care. We could argue about that. I don't care about critics. But when the audience is coming, verified audience is you have it under 80. This is a flop. This is a flop, right? This guy's going on coping. I think it's safe to say this is a hit. It's already a success for this is
what?
Now this is the first stage right here.
Yeah. Look, immediately trying to put the spin on it.
Sorry, Snyderverse fans, it's been over since 2023. This has nothing to do with Snyder. See,
literally nothing.
Scared. That's how I know y'all not in your right space of mind. You don't gotta bring up Snyder at all.
It's an obsession. It's truly an obsession.
It's time to enjoy the new DC universe that's actually thriving, bro. 40 million opening weekend or less.
They live in a fantasy world.
Numbers. Okay, you won't see Supergirl 2. Let's just make this clear. Okay, this is over, right? You're gonna throw her in Man of Tomorrow. We're gonna see what that do next year. Well, we got time to talk about that, but 75 is never good. Just let people know. Then you got this guy on the right here. One of the worst accounts I've seen. I mean, my goodness, like this may be James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn. It is allegedly. It says these guys said it won't cross 300 million. It won't, and make less than Black Adam. By the way, bookmark everyone. The joke's on you, unbiased real DC fan. Everyone's bookmarking you because Supergirl's open up to 40 million. It may not get 200 million. So you were right. It won't cross 300. It won't cross 200 at this rate. Bro, everyone's being exposed on the timeline. Y'all was going so hard thinking Gunn had these journalists in the pocket. They know something's about to change in Warner Brothers. That's all this is. That's all this is in Hollywood right now. They're seeing they're reading the tea leaves, right, Jules? They're saying, okay, he's not gonna have his job next year, so we ain't gotta suck up to this dude no more. That's what's going on. As far as with the journalists coming out and the audience score and the critics as well. Now, again, the problem with you guzzlers and glazers is that you put too much stock in Rotten Tomatoes. Again, Man of Steel, BVS, we didn't need the critical score. We still made profit in both films, right? We don't need the critics to guzzle up to us or to our films. Zach didn't need that. The audience came through. The money came through, Jules, with that. Because I say that because people say, okay, Man of Steel only had a 75 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Man of Steel made a lot of money. See, these numbers don't matter. If people are showing up, walk-up business, these ratings don't matter at all as long as people are showing up, right? Like when Transformers was going crazy, it didn't matter how you trashed it. People were
critics
showing
hated
up for
those
it.
movies. Yeah, people want a spectacle, and we're not getting that with the DCU. There's no grandiose vision. Nothing to gawk at.
At all. The Stages of Grief members Gunn slate. Dang. It's funny because like you got like
you can literally
stage
swap
one.
out the icons with the properties that
it's like stage one Supergirl, Superman, I'm sorry, Creature Commandos, and it goes down, right? It goes worse. Like none of the stuff is happening.
Lanterns will be stage of depression. That's going to be the depression.
And the exception is that Swamp Thing will not happen. That's
No,
the exception
right.
with that overall. Insane. Again, Gunn did this to himself because he was gassing up these guzzlers to come at Snyder fans. I'm showing y'all examples of this. They're coming at us saying, oh, look at this. Like the audience likes it.
And then they gaslight everyone saying, oh, the Snyderverse fans are so violent online. Meanwhile, they're the ones attacking you. You don't even you don't even say anything. You don't even know that they exist. You didn't interact with their profile at all, but they will look for anyone that says anything positive about Snyder and they will find you and attack you. That's what they do. But they want to go and say that the Snyderverse fans are the violent ones.
We're the toxic ones, right?
Right.
Hey, everyone's toxic online. Let's just be clear. Every fandom, every side, we have toxic people, whatever. I could be toxic at times, but this was unwarranted. You're talking about Supergirl, you bring up Snyder. It has nothing to do with Snyder. Hold your L. Yeah, hold your L by yourself because it has nothing to do with Snyder. We got Neo Sevens here saying, can we agree after this weekend's abysmal numbers are final that the Minions sequel will be the final nail in the Supergirl's coffin next week? Jules, I mean, if you're opening up to 40 million, bad audience score, bad word of mouth.
Yeah, Minions and Moana should both open up to more than that. So
you're talking about a 70% drop next weekend for Supergirl, and then it'll be buried by week 3 with Moana. And Momoa will be buried. No. But and then it's time to put it on streaming after 3 weeks.
It'll be in streaming like by mid-July.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be over after Moana live action comes out.
Yeah,
I'm pulling theaters. Yeah, I'm like,
I'm about to say the theaters will probably just not even show it at that point.
Yeah, they're just be like, nah, like I can't get no money off this. I'm paying light bills and stuff. Like, nah, I can't pay no light bills for that. But shout out to Neo Sevens. But you see them online right now. These guzzlers. This is how they sounding.
Begged. Like a dog.
They copping pleas out there. And like I say, this was before, again, the final numbers came in. They're like, oh, it's going to do more than 300 million. Like I said, hey, joke's on you. Now, the problem, y'all, you guzzlers and glazers, and I blame Gunn. I blame y'all leader for this. He made y'all think Rotten Tomatoes really meant something, right? Even when he shouldn't even have credit for it, which is kind of crazy.
He was taking credit for this.
He posted last year, I think, the Christopher Reeve doc. All DC Studios did. The people that made the documentary. DC Studios came in and bought it. They bought the documentary off of a film festival. And it was actually a good doc. It's actually good if you're a fan of the Donner Superman era, Reeves, his life story. It's actually a good doc. Gunn had nothing to do with it. No input at all. Okay?
Good start for DC Studios. Quality is our priority.
Penguin. I would love to see
that's
Matt
not
Reeves'
even
face.
his.
I would love to see Matt Reeves' face when this man said this. Like, you claiming you got quality, bro? Gunn had nothing to do with Penguin. All Gunn came in and do was say, just don't use a certain character. That's all Gunn said to Reeves as far as with Penguin. He had no input on the story or the presentation of an Emmy-winning series for DC. But the problem is Gunn trained his followers to say, Rotten Tomatoes is where it's at. Like, this is success for us, right? But then again, you see that cinema score, B- for Supergirl. Anything, I've been saying this for years now. Me and the late, great Mikey Sutton said, we know the code of the cinema score stuff. Anything under B+ is terrible. B+ is the lowest you ever want to have for a cinema score, right? That's why when Superman 2025 came out with an A-, I was like, Superman sells. Superman is a global icon. It's going to make a little money. Right, I couldn't go too hard on it because I was like, they're gonna make a little profit. That's where it stops. This ain't making a profit right here. This is over. So now, Gunn, you're so caught up again on Rotten Tomatoes and critic scores and things like that. Now, when you don't have that, what do you have? I mean, it looks like a dead universe is what we have with Supergirl. Now, there was a very interesting review on Supergirl. I want to get Jules' takes and then the viewers' takes on this. This was for the past year or two. I didn't really rock with Variety because they kind of went at the centers kind of sideways last year. I was like, I don't like our journalism over there. Whoever they got, this Owen Glibberman guy, whatever his name is, he came with the heat on Supergirl. This shows you right now the jig is up for James Gunn. They know he's going to be fired or he's going to not be renewed April 2027 because they're coming out like I've never seen them come out on a James Gunn project. It says Supergirl review. Millie Alcock takes charge in a dystopian superhero movie so flat it's super horrendous. It got a terrible script and a punk rock attitude of corporate
in quotations.
This is personal. Like they're like, we're tired of sucking up to this dude. It's what this is sounding like, right? There's a quote in here. He's talking about the script that got people really like, dang, like you went in on this overall. But long story short, because I don't even want to dig to this too much, Jules. One of the main criticisms of this film is the script, and according to James Gunn, Jules, that's the first thing they look at, right? The script. We don't greenlight a film until we have a finished script we're happy with, and in general, we won't cast a film until the script is finished. This is why some projects are moving faster because you don't have a plan, but then anticipated, and others are more slowly. It's always going to be quality first, no matter what. Jules, what do you say to this? That the quality is not there.
It's either complete bullshit or James Gunn has no idea what quality is. And I would probably bet it's more of the latter because we've seen what he likes, right? He called The Flash the best superhero movie of all time. He didn't like the Nolan movies. He's called them overrated, which to some extent I think they are rated too highly, but they are still much better than most of the movies that we've gotten, right? Definitely much better than anything that he's ever made, most likely. So yeah, I don't think he knows what a good quality production truly is, especially when Nicole Perlman is not there to write the scripts for him.
Exactly. And Nicole Perlman famously was the architect to the Guardians franchise overall. She researched all the characters. She presented all of that, and Gunn just had to take the blueprint and throw a couple jokes in it. That's what happened.
That's his MO.
Guardians. And hey, it became a trilogy, and he pushed her out. it's kind of public knowledge now. He pushed her out and didn't want to give her any writing credit at all. When I came out with that report a couple of years ago, he sent his bots to block me off Twitter. Like, it's that deep how Gunn rolls. And so to claim, oh, we're about quality, and you, again, this is the results. I think this is a leadership problem, and it makes sense that he's going to be done with
Yeah,
DC.
this just goes back to hiring the wrong person. He was a bad hire. It bit them in the ass, and now they're selling prematurely because they didn't want to sell WB this early. And it is what it is. Yeah,
that's just where we're at with that. We got Neo Sevens with the members for 54 months. How many years is that? That's like more than 4 years.
Neo's definitely OG.
Definitely OG. Yeah, y'all use those members comments, show y'all months of support. Again, when I transition stuff to Patreon, it still be members YouTube stuff. So I just want to make that clear to y'all. It says it'll be streaming on Max by the end of July. Oh, for sure. It's no question.
Probably the middle of July at this point.
No question with that at all. And I just find it so funny. Like, Gunn's like, oh, about the script and everything, and that's what people are attacking. His choice of scripts for this film is amazing. How much more time we got with you, Jules?
Oh, I got another 5 minutes.
Okay. We got more receipts to go through. This is a receipt show. This ain't even a news show.
I see. That's why there was no agenda in the beginning.
Right. You picked up on it. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Like, what's up with Syl? We got a lot of people talking crazy out there. Now, again, hey, I don't mean for y'all to take this personal out there, but hey, take it for what you will. The B- cinema score came out, right? And that ranked it, if you can see on the right there, Supergirl's at the bottom. Under, you got the top, Wonder Woman. We all agreed that's a great film. The first Shazam, I mean, some people like it. You know,
it was good.
Man of Steel. See, that's a funny thing. That's why I don't rock with Rotten Tomatoes too much, because Cinema Score put Man of Steel A-. That's why it made money. That's why we don't rock with Rotten Tomatoes, y'all. First Aquaman, Reeves Batman. You got James Gunn Superman. You got B+. Wonder Woman 84. It's kind of wild.
That should be like a D.
So you got a whole group of people right there. And then the agenda against BVS, they gave it a B. You know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
It still made bank. But despite all that, Supergirl's at the bottom of every DC film.
Sounds like somebody at Cinema Score is tired.
So you have this account here.
They're sending a message with this.
There's no other way to take this, right? Again, I haven't seen the film yet. I'm going to see it eventually, but
because a lot of those movies don't even belong at B+.
Oh, you already know. I mean, Blue Beetle was decent. Shazam 2 is not a B+ film.
No,
that should have been the lowest film.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 84 is not a B+ film.
No, it's not. It's not. So it's like you see, like it can get kind of weird. But the thing is, if you have a low cinema score, if you're front loaded like BVS was, then you can withstand whatever the shenanigans that people were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
BVS made bank. The Flash didn't, right? So that's just how the contrast with that. But you got this account here on the left. Once the B- came out with Supergirl, this doesn't make any sense. I've seen the movie twice. So it's right because you say so?
Because you and your other nerd friends, loser friends.
I've spoken to people who've seen it. The general reaction doesn't warrant this. Who the hell did they poll? They polled the general audience.
Yeah.
Okay?
People need to get out of their bubble. Him and his imaginary friends are not the whole world.
I'm just saying, like, oh, all my friends like it. Well, that may be the problem. You have an echo chamber,
right,
of people who like this film, and I trust the audience. Now, even like I said, even with BVS, they gave it a B because the theatrical cut wasn't the best edit of the film. I accept that, right? By the time the Ultimate Edition got home, everyone liked BVS. Y'all can't tell me nothing different with that. Everyone liked it when it became Ultimate Edition. So it is what it is, but it made its money. Supergirl's not making money and it has a low score. So that's a flop. That's just a flop. And no matter what your friends say. Anything else you want to throw out there, Jules? I don't know if you got a roll now.
Yeah, I got a roll, but yeah, everybody just don't watch this. Don't give them your money. Don't watch anything gun related anymore. Like you gotta show them with your wallet. That's the only way they learn. And don't be afraid to speak out against, you know, if you don't like it, just say it online, because these bots on here are really trying to hype people up to create some artificial hype for these trash ass gun films. Don't let them win. They're losing. So this is beautiful. This is what we've been waiting for.
Hey, it is what it is. It's the autopsy of Supergirl. Jules will get you back here, if not during the week.
Probably during the week. I'm not available the next 2 weekends, but yeah, definitely do something soon.
And definitely Patreon, Unchained Jules. I'm just saying, it's coming. It's coming.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, everybody.
Appreciate you, Jules. Good stuff. Good stuff. The autopsy of the Supergirl film. Before the weekend is up, I've never seen a situation like this where a film flops before it releases. That's what's happening. That's what's happening with Supergirl. The numbers were bad before it came out. Unreal. What we saying in the chat here? We got more receipts of people. They're acting like, oh, the cinema score is broken. It's like, no. This is the real general audience. This is what they feel. You gotta stand on it. That's why I don't respect you, Glazers and Gunners. We're gonna talk to you about y'all in a moment. We're gonna talk about y'all in just a moment. Because I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed y'all wasn't riding for your Supergirl film. I'm very disappointed in that. You got people copping pleas online. We talk about those stages of grief, right? Where's we at? Got denial. Then bargaining. You had a little bargaining going on. They're not at full anger yet. They're not there yet. Once it settles in after this opening weekend, I think anger will set in. And then again, depression. We're going to be going to Lanterns in a couple months, a little over a month. I think we're going to get to a little depression. But right now, you know, it's stage 1 and 2 right now as far as with grief. You got one of our favorite worst accounts to pull up. Old Moon Knight, as I call him. Got old Moon Knight. I was analyzing their posts on X, like the stages of grief. So stages of grief. I mean, next week, anger, next week. They stated DC is back. That's where it's at. People are seeing through this now, man. They're seeing through this. And I'm saying those who are giving it a chance, that's what I can't understate that enough. I can't overstate that enough, I should say. People that was giving Gunn a chance, they're like, nah, this ain't it, bro. And we're going to walk through it. We're going to walk through it. We got Moon Knight here saying, now this is after it settles in that the numbers are bad for Supergirl, so they're still in denial. The writer of Supergirl, Anna Noguera, needs to be stripped of writing duties for Wonder Woman. Sorry, it has to be said. So it's kind of bargaining. If we take the writer's the problem, not the person that greenlit everything, not James Gunn. The writer is the problem. This young lady, I have no smoke for Anna Noguera. I have no smoke for you. They put you in this situation. He said, sorry, it has to be said. Then you got one of the biggest shield accounts for James Gunn, Everything DCU. Reminder, Anna Nagara is writing Wonder Woman and Teen Titans for DCU. We are so effed. The DCU's in trouble. Okay. The DCU's in trouble. You fans, this is why I don't respect you guzzlers and glazers. When the world was coming after Snyder fans for BVS, none of us turned our back on Chris Terrio, the writer of BVS. None of us. To this day, I saw him there in full circle. I saw Chris Terrio get all the love because of the dialogue he wrote for BVS. And we didn't care what the critics said. We didn't care what half of the DC fan base said about BVS. The money was there for BVS, and we never turned our back on Chris Terrio. And I'm seeing you guzzlers and glazers turning your back on the film, on the director, I think we'll talk about him in a moment, and on the writer. We're not the same. This is how I know all y'all pretending y'all were DC fans out there trying to dump on Snyderverse, bigging up the DCU. Y'all don't got they back. I don't respect y'all at all. I have no respect for y'all. Y'all should be holding her down. Again, this is y'all film. Y'all should be holding her down. Saying, oh, Anna Nagara, she did great. You know, hey, this is what I like about the film. Y'all got nothing to say. Y'all so worried about Rotten Tomatoes. Y'all living off that. And as soon as they throw her under the bus, y'all throw her under the bus with them. No loyalty. It's people like that I can't rock with, man. Fake DC fans like this. Y'all don't got her back. I can't rock with y'all, man. Nah. I don't want to hear none of y'all saying, oh, she shouldn't write nothing now. Now, y'all should be holding her down right now. Since y'all went so hard at Snyder and Terrio. But now she looking like, man, like even my fan base ain't got my back. Like even Gunn fans ain't got my back. No loyalty. They never were fans. They never were fans. And hey, I hope she does right, because like, hey, if it ends up being bad, she may not even get these films out, though. She may not even get these films out. But it's unfortunate. Again, you see what they're saying about her in real time. These are some of the glaziest people online. Y'all should be holding her down, and y'all not. Because we hold down Terrio. We didn't care what y'all said about Terrio. We will quote you what he was saying in BVS. And again, it was so cool to see in full circle. It was at 2023. The love that Terrio got in person. It's like, now we got your back. I don't care what no one's saying about Terrio. We know he was eating on BVS. And obviously with the Snyder cut. And he says he's ready to finish Justice League 2 and 3 when the time comes. See, now with Gunn, you Gunn fans, let's just say, again, I don't think it's going to happen, but let's just say she gets that Wonder Woman film written and it comes out. She's going to feel some kind of way about y'all for forever because y'all threw her under the bus like nothing before the film came out. This is like Wednesday quotes and Thursday quotes. The film just came out Friday. Not cool. Not cool at all, man. What we got in the chat? Yeah, we didn't turn on Terrio at all. We didn't care what no one said about Terrio. There's no loyalty, man. Y'all out there, all you antis coming after Snyder fans, we see amongst yourselves, y'all have no loyalty at all. We see it. And so y'all actually deserve this universe imploding. Y'all deserve it. And it's funny here. Meanwhile, Craig Gillespie, hey, He got the best job right now. He's like, hey, I got my, I got some points for directing this film, and it flopped, and everyone's blaming Gunn and not me. Got Craig Gillespie. He already I told people on social media. They announced a new project for Craig Gillespie. This is like a separate studio, not DC at all. This is just like David Sandberg with Shazam 2. When that film was about to flop, then they announced he was doing something else with another studio. His agency did that. They want to get ahead of the flop. So now Craig Gillespie was announced for another film for a different studio 2 days ago because they knew this was going to flop. And now everyone's blaming James Gunn more than him. I see some of the Glazers, they don't want to blame Gunn too much. And they're trying to say Gillespie's terrible and the writer's terrible. But Craig Gillespie's going to be relatively unscathed from this. So hey, shout out to Craig Gillespie. We got no quarrel with you. We got no beef with you. You making out of this okay, man. If there was like a responsibility pie, if he's gonna cut up pieces, like who's more responsible, it's at least 50% James Gunn, right? Gillespie may get a sliver because of some visuals. The writer's getting a big part of it. Gillespie's good. He's good. It's crazy. Not only that, no one's saying anything about the 25-minute they cut out. Yeah, they're supposed to cut out, but you know what? They don't deserve a Gillespie cut. You Glazer fans, y'all don't deserve it. No. Y'all threw your writer under the bus. No, y'all don't deserve nothing. Y'all deserve the film that y'all got. And if that's over, it flopped, it's over. Y'all deserve nothing. No loyalty. We're the best fan ever. Exactly, man. It's levels to this, man. We're not the same. We're not the same. I couldn't believe that. Like, it upsetted me. I was upset at them. I was like, bro, like, y'all throwing her under the bus, bro? Y'all should be like, nah, I rock with Supergirl. This is what I like about it. This is what we did with Man of Steel, with BVS. We never threw anybody under the bus. If we was rocking with it. But it's worse for y'all because the critics don't like it and it's not making money. So then it's kind of hard to stand on it. I get it. But it just shows we're not the same. These fandoms ain't the same. I have no respect for y'all. Next time y'all think y'all have a win, I'm going to remind y'all of how slimy y'all are throwing your writer under the bus. I've never seen any Snyder fan. Now, again, I'm just people, prominent Snyder accounts or people that's been around. I've never seen any of them throw Terrio under the bus, man. Nah. It's disgraceful. Y'all are a disgrace. Y'all deserve this flop. This universe is over before Man of Tomorrow comes out. It's over because of just y'all conduct right now. Y'all don't deserve a cinematic universe. It's over. Because the Shields are losing it. Remember when they tried to hold Pam and Mike responsible for Joker 2 flopping? Now they're trying to defend Gunn for the third flop in a row. Exactly. Mike and Pam took that on the chin. See, that's when people are built different out here. Mike and Pam, I still hold down Joker 2 as a solid film. It's not as good as the first one, but Mike and Pam didn't run. What did they do? Oh, okay, Coogler. Let's come out with Sinners. Minecraft. Let's do Minecraft. They came out and did numbers. That's what Gunn has to lock in, but it's still James Gunn. He's not going to lock in. You're going to get more of the same. So it's just people are built different out here, man. Yeah, Joker 2 flopped. Hey, we take it. It flopped. But what you going to do next? What's next for the DCU? People, Man of Tomorrow. No. Lanterns and Clayface. What you about to do next? We're going to talk about that in a moment. We're going to talk about that. Great point right here, Hoss. Gillespie did a press interview where he pretty much hinted Supergirl was a studio committee film. It was. They undercut or overrode his vision. Gunn was an assistant director. So let's just make this clear. James Gunn was an assistant director of Supergirl. Okay. The shots he wanted, he told Gillespie to do it. The story they wanted to adjust, I think that story's out there. He adjusted stuff in different scenes. James Gunn co-directed this film. So people say, oh, there's a couple reasons. Why why are we blaming Gunn? Why blame Gunn? Well, he has such a part in the film, but not even when we get to that, he's supposed to be the Feige, right? James Gunn's supposed to be the Feige. So when a Marvel film fails, they go at Feige. When a DC film fails, we're going at James Gunn. But then on top of that, you co-directed this film. I see Peely in the chat saying the Joker 2 numbers. Joker 2 made over 207 million. Will Supergirl make 207? I don't think Supergirl's gonna get 207 million. If Joker 2 beats Supergirl, oh my goodness. I can't, bro. If you can't get more than Joker 2 opened up to 37 million domestically. Supergirl's about to open up to similar, under 40 million. If Supergirl don't beat Joker 2, a lot of people, everyone that touched that film needs to be fired. Gillespie's already gone. Gillespie's like, I'm good. I got another project, different studio. I'm done with DC. Just like David Sandberg with Shazam. He's like, okay, you ain't rocking with it. I'm out of here. The writer, she's done. I still don't respect you fans throwing her under the bus, but she's done. And Gunn, your contract about to run out like Hamada, April 2027. If you can't beat Joker 2, which again, I accepted, it bombed. The general audience did not like Joker 2. You're doing the same numbers as Joker 2, and it may make more money than you. Oh my goodness, bro. I can't, bro. I can't. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is worse than I thought. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Peely throwing that out there, man. This gets worse. We thought Morbius was bad. Joker 2 numbers are not good. And it may still beat you, James Gunn. And if people remember, James Gunn, he left Todd Phillips out there to dry. And Mike and Pam. When Joker 2 came out, James Gunn distanced himself. He's like, we ain't gonna put our logo in front of that. We ain't putting DC's 2. We remember James Gunn. See, that's why this past year I just sat back and watched how all this fell together. And as soon as there's a moment to pounce, this is that moment. You was very shady with Todd Phillips a couple of years ago, James Gunn. Saying, yo, you put your logo in front of Penguin, but not Joker 2. So that's Todd Phillips' film. Todd Phillips about to make more money than you. He already did make more money for the first Joker film. Respect Todd Phillips. Now, did he take a creative chance with part 2? Yes, he did. He did. It didn't land with the general audience, but he's about to make more money than you. That's crazy. No cut. They don't deserve no cut of this film. See, I'm catching up with the chat here. Yeah, you could tell Gunn. Yeah, Gunn was a co-director of this film. Show friends, not show business. Shout out to Feely. He threw me that alley-oop right there with Joker 2. That's crazy. Yo, Joker 2 minus the KFC marketing will have more numbers than Supergirl. Supergirl got the KFC meal, KFCU. That's a huge market. KFC is a huge market. And you can't make more than Joker 2? It's over. It's over for the KFCU. It's over. And we're going to get more into this. It's over before Man of Tomorrow comes out, y'all. Ain't no way you're going to ride this losing streak for over a year. There's no way. But Snyder killed the brand, right? Again, we talked about the BVS spinoffs. Wonder Woman made over $800 million. Aquaman, $1.1 billion. Those are BVS spinoffs. The DVS was alive and kicking. They should have just threw out the Snyder cut right there. That's what they should have did. That's on Warner Brothers. That's on Sujihara. That's on Emmerich. Yeah. Hamada. Yeah. Jeff Johns. They killed the DC brand. Zach was giving y'all the goods. Abort. Ain't that crazy, JT? Black Adam box office, that's the high mark now. They can't even touch Black Adam numbers. We killed this universe just to get this. I'd rather do the Black Adam universe. I knew I would have had Cavill, Man of Steel 2, Black Adam vs. Superman, Last Ride of the Snyderverse. That was that timeline. And they scoffed over getting 370 for Black Adam. But now with Supergirl, they praying to get 300 million. It may not even beat Joker 2. Unreal, man. That's a bomb. That's a bomb for the show right there. Not the cockroach sandwich. Oh my goodness. They should have partnered with Popeyes. Exactly. We got more, y'all. We actually just getting started. Like we had to let it breathe early on. We got everyone on the scope right now because all of y'all are caught out there. All of y'all that's been chasing down Snyder fans for this past 10 years. Parading like, oh, DC is back. DC is back. Your boy Cornsweat was in this film. Just imagine if they would have put Henry Cavill in a Black Adam trailer and you knew beforehand he was in the film, you knew Black Adam would have did numbers. You know this. Again, they mishandled everything with it. We get that. We ain't got to do revisionist history with that. I'm saying if Henry Cavill shows up, Henry Cavill Superman in a trailer for a DC film, that film's going to make money. David Cornsweat showed up in the trailer for Supergirl. Jason Momoa, Lobo. No one cared about Lobo. General audience. They didn't care about Lobo. And apparently they don't care about Cornsweat. But you fans, you fake fans out there, you guzzlers and glazers, y'all are attacking your own. Y'all don't deserve nothing. They're on the far right. Yeah, Christina Hodgson. Again, I get why y'all don't like her, Gunn fans, because of the Flash film. It said Hodgson hardly has any good credits on her resume. If Gunn thinks she's great, that's his opinion. But we've now seen that not everyone will agree with his views with the Flash, because Flash was the greatest film ever, right? That's what Gunn said. I like the Flash, but Gunn, that's a little miscalculation right there. And Supergirl now gets somebody else to get this movie done right, like Drew Goddard. Because if it's a misfire on this long of a wait, even I have no answer. This is the stages of grief. Y'all, they are bargaining. They are trading away their writer. Let's get Drew Goddard. If I'm Drew Goddard, I'm not doing no DCU film. He hasn't done it up to this point. Drew Goddard did, was it Daredevil? He did other stuff. A very accomplished guy. He's not rocking with y'all like that. He's getting paid his consultant fee, and then he chilling. Stages of grief. They're in the bargaining. They're saying, hey, well, maybe if we get rid of Nagara and Hodgson, maybe our DCU will be better. I never, bro. We ain't never said, oh, get rid of Terrio. Then think, nah. Y'all don't deserve nothing. I want y'all to fail. I want y'all to. That is marketing. I want y'all to fail. I want this universe to fail overall because y'all don't deserve it. That's why. Y'all don't deserve it. Oh, my goodness, man. Should have partnered with Five Guys. That wouldn't have saved Supergirl. KFC is a huge, like, I mean, you're talking about McDonald's, Burger King. I put KFC like on a level of like, I think they're even bigger than White Castle. KFC is pretty big, you know, as a food franchise. And you came in more than Joker 2. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm gonna pull up day-to-day. I'm gonna pull up day-to-day numbers now for Joker 2 and Supergirl. Oh man. Y'all gave up on Dr. Fate and Hawkman for Crypto and Lobo stunt double. Unreal. This is insane. DC is written and directed by Twitter gun guzzlers. Insane. I know, Penny, it's getting ugly in here. I told you it's gonna be a spicy stream, Penny. Not for the faint of heart. Not for guzzlers. The numbers don't lie. They won't get past stage 3. They'll be perpetually stuck being angry with Snyder and the Phantom. Yeah, that's the thing. They gotta get through. They gotta get past. You know what it is? They gotta get past anger. Once they get past anger, then they get past us. Because then they'll get to depression. Then it's like, okay, what if they keep bringing up Snyder and the fandom? They'll never get past stage 3. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Oh, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Manny Zorel. I'm sorry. I haven't seen the film yet. This is the resident Supergirl of Syl Nation. I haven't seen the film yet. After the marketing and the clips that I saw, I couldn't really rock with it. I'll probably see it eventually, but it's not looking good. Not looking good for Supergirl. It's not looking good. I said I was going to watch it. You said you was going to watch it, but it's not looking good. Not looking good. Oh, man. That's when it sets in right now. When Supergirl shows up in the chat, our Supergirl, I'm like, oh, man, like this really is bad. Like Supergirl really did bad. They still in denial. Man. Oh, you saw it? Oh, man. Let us know in the chat, Supergirl. What stood out or what stood out as bad for you? I gotta hear. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna see it for myself, and I'll give my thoughts eventually. But all this talk online, like people are talking enough about this film. Y'all don't need my opinions on this film. I'm talking about the numbers and the performance, but I definitely want to hear what you guys say about it. Insane. So this is, like I said, no respect for the Glazer fandom. No respect for y'all. I'm gonna be on your head every time I see y'all. Y'all copping pleas, y'all bargaining. No respect. It goes further, y'all. It goes. Like I said, strap in, man. We got more to go through today. Our favorite worst account to talk about. This is how they were talking before this film. I showed y'all Daniel RPK. Oh, I heard the script was great. The script was great for Supergirl. Now he's like, oh, the director, you know. But okay, yeah, we got Moon Knight saying, reminder, Supergirl writer Anna Nagara is also writing Teen Titans film. Word on the street, The Supergirl script is phenomenal. That's the first thing the journalists attacked about Supergirl was the script. This is the same guy said, "Oh, Zack Snyder can't get any more work in Hollywood," and then they announced you got Zack on the Paramount lot. You got people lining up to buy the last photograph from Zack Snyder. You got the Escape from New York announcement. Plenty of people in Hollywood wants to work with Zack Snyder. Zack was just at the A24 studios. What are we talking about here? It's over for y'all, okay? Anyone thinking this dude has any intel is an idiot. Okay? The script was phenomenal. When everyone's saying the script is terrible after they saw the film, so obviously you're a shield. You're just talking about what you're being told to say, and you're exposed. You've been exposed this entire rollout of Supergirl. And going through the rest of this year, we still got more to go through. The rest of this year, what's going to happen with DC? Y'all exposed. Y'all can't come out here talking about, oh, all is well with this DCU. The jig is up. You got it on the right side here. I talked to multiple people working in the industry who read the script for Man of Tomorrow. The Doomers need to chill. No. It's over. You have no credibility, just like Angry Joe grabbing his chest. No credibility for any of this. I don't want your opinion on who you talk to. You've been wrong every time you said who you talked to. You said Zack wasn't working anymore, and he's working. You said Supergirl script is great. It's not great. Now you're saying Man of Tomorrow script is great. Some of us have seen Superman 2025. It can't be that great. Can't be that great. Dang, Millie Alcott is not that's sad to hear, Mandy. That's sad to hear that Millie didn't nail Supergirl for you. That's not good. Story so lame. Oh my goodness. This is an extreme Supergirl fan. It's not about agendas. Not about agendas. Did you bring the goods or not? If you're upsetting hardcore Supergirl fans, then this film's not good. I'm just gonna go off that. People that that I trust their opinion. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty good. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't feel like bogged down. I'm just like, hey, I hear it's terrible. I'm gonna see it eventually. Toxic masculinity, right? That's the thing. Because I see that narrative out there. People are like, oh, no one wants a female-led film to do well. And it's like, bro, 2017, Wonder Woman, we all showed up for Wonder Woman. It made over $800 million. And say what you want about Captain Marvel, the Marvel machine, whatever, they made over $1 billion. That's a woman-led film. Again, I know there's a machine behind that, but the point, it's not about if it's a leading woman. That's not what this is about. It's not about politics. You got people, Snyder fans, you got people trying to hijack this to be a political thing. I see Snyder fans sharing just shock jocks out there. There's a difference. Snyder fans, I know why we don't rock with James Gunn, because of the style, the tone, and things like that, right? We get that. And then on top of that, Gunn could have came in there and said, oh, let's do DeLuca and Abby. I want to do one last ride of Snyderverse. Let's ride it out. And then I'll do my reboot. I think most of Snyder fans would have fell back a little bit on James Gunn, eased up a little bit if he would have allowed them to just do that plan. Cavill's back, Ben's back, then I'll do my reboot. He didn't. So that's where a lot of smoke is at for James Gunn. Then you got the Fox News crowd. Fox News is trash. They're saying, oh, it's super woke And Supergirl, you know, they're making it like a Democrat versus Republican thing. No, I'm just saying fandom over here. I ain't gonna speak for the whole fandom. Over here with Seal Nation, we're not about all that. We're not about the Democrat versus Republican. I'm not about all that. I got people from all walks of life around the world that checks out my different platforms, and I'm not here to push any worldview on you. We're here for Zack Snyder. That's the worldview. We're here for Zack Snyder. So you got some people out there, some platforms like Nerdrotic and things like that. They hate James Gunn because of his politics, and they're trying to mix in with the Snyder fans. Some of them, they was mad at Peacemaker. He had that Nazi episode. They was mad about that. We're not the same, bro. You can hate James Gunn for all you want, but stay over there with that. So that's just my take on that. But as far as with the toxic masculinity, we support women all the time. So is the film good or not? And all I'm saying is that if a Supergirl film doesn't satisfy our Supergirl, it's over. It's a wrap. These are the breaks. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not rocking with that. I'm not rocking with that. And again, I'm seeing Snyder fans like, and again, I know you're like the enemy of my enemy. You know, we all hate James Gunn. So if Fox News hates him and MAGA hates him, we're going to jump on him too. It's like, I get it. But I'm just saying, my messages ain't the same. Again, they hate James Gunn for different reasons, not because he killed the Snyderverse. You see, some of them don't even like the Snyderverse. But again, I get it. You want any negative stuff about Gunn out there, and this is all good. But we're not the same. Not the same. Ruthie was so much more annoying in the movie. Oh, really? Oh, man. So that was another thing, too. I heard they didn't even adapt the comic book, really. Like, they had all this talk about it's based off Woman of Tomorrow, and then I saw Gunn kind of walking it back. Like, we kind of based some things off. It's not based off the comic. And then the film comes out, and people's like, no, this is not the comic story. They took parts, they took a couple panels and, you know, recreated, not really the panel, but the story. But it's not really an adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. So that's another L. And that's what's going to be kind of weird going forward. When Gunn makes any statement, we can't believe him. We can't trust him. We can't trust James Gunn. Anything he says. He's been lying about this whole rollout, allegedly, for the past 4 years. Now we're here. The Superman saga is not hidden. No, it's not hidden. They canceled CW Flash and Supergirl and churned out 2 heaps of theater size-ish. I hated Gunn's movies even before he killed the Snyderverse. Politics has nothing to do with this. Exactly. We're not here for all that. Again, people want to have that conversation and stuff, and y'all welcome to it. We're not here talking about, because we think we don't like James Gunn's politics. I don't care about James Gunn's politics. I care about his crappy films. And I really don't care about the crappy film. I care about when he messes up DC. I care about that. Woman of Tomorrow, Mad Supergirl, a real hero at the end. The movie definitely did not. Yeah, that's what I heard at the end. And I mean, I don't even care if I don't even care if people throw spoilers out there, but I heard how it ends. She's definitely not heroic at the end. Let's see. Lobo was lame. And Momoa went out sad, man. That's what I heard. So I'll let you know I did read this. I read the script for Supergirl, right? I was able to read the script. And I was just like, I'll see how it's executed. But that's what I saw. It was probably the screenplay. I probably didn't get the full script. It was kind of like whatever they shot. That's what I read. And when I got to that part in the screenplay, TBT, I was like, why is Lobo in prison? Like, where did that happen? Like, what? There was no scene. I didn't see no description. I was like, just Lobo was all of a sudden in prison one day. I'm like, why? And Ruthie just happens to be in the same prison as him. So I was like, why? This is lazy writing. Like, this is so lazy. That's why they're trashing the script. All right? They're trashing it because it's like, it's very convenient. Oh, she's going to get locked up. Lobo's already there. How did he get there? Did you cut out 20 minutes? I'm glad y'all cut out 20 minutes because I want this film to fail. I actually do. I want this to be a lesson. I want them to remember the man that beat them. I want to remember the fandom that beat them. It felt like it was lazy writing just from what I read. Yeah. Let's see. Gunn himself was looking constipated, worried at the world premiere. It's a joke. Oh, man. Insane. All right. So we got more. So with this talk about just where we're at with the numbers, they're trying to, again, adjust expectations. I told y'all 6 months ago they was hoping to hit Black Adam numbers 375, and that range was 375 to 425. There's no way they're going to make that. And why am I so confident saying that? Was the open projections. That's one thing. Opening projection, you're getting 40 million or less than 100 million worldwide opening weekend. Worldwide. That means you're going to go down like 50% at least every week. So if you start off with 100 million and you're likely only get like 3 more weekends in the theaters, you're not making 300 million, just to break it to you. And especially not unless you have word of mouth, the audience score. The audience score came in low with Rotten Tomatoes. 75% is not good. I don't know why they were parading that out there. Denial. See, that's the stages of grief. Denial, no word of mouth, low cinema score, low opening. That's a flop. Before it even came out. This is record time. I think Shazam 2 is the only one, or maybe Joker 2. Those are probably the only films where it flopped before it came out. So they're trying to get ahead of this, saying, oh, if we get over 300 million, that'll be a victory. You're not getting through. I just want to break it to y'all. I just want to break it to the Guzzlers and Glazers. I know y'all real silent right now because y'all was beating y'all chests, about all this. I was like, hey, I'm going to see what it do. There's nothing to get, you didn't hit that hard 2025. You didn't take over the world with Superman 2025. You made a little profit. I think you should have chilled out this summer and wait till Man of Tomorrow. Put in Batman, put in Wonder Woman. I don't know if they're going to do that. You decide to trot out Supergirl to perish. So they're saying, though, they're trying to adjust. Now, the numbers don't make sense. According to reports out there now, they spent $180 million on Supergirl. They spent too much money on this film. That's one thing. They should have kept this under $100 million. But they want to do this whole sci-fi thing. But this character didn't earn all that. So why are you spending all this money on this? So really, the number for profit really is not the 425 high mark that I said. It's really 450, 460. They're not making, again, they will be happy to get more than Joker 2, 200 million. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. So they're trying to throw this spin out there. No one's falling for it. That is what it is, right? With moving the release date, could have saved it. I don't think so. So that was the thought probably a month ago. We was like, okay, you're in a pickle. You got Toy Story 5, which is doing everything we thought it would do. Toy Story 5 is going to be the #2 greatest animated film ever. That's the trajectory that's on, right? So you don't want to open around that type of film. That's one thing. But Supergirl, best case scenario for Supergirl is you come out the same weekend and it's actually a good film. like it didn't matter. This could have came out in May. It would have got trounced by Michael Jackson or Project Hail Mary. They could have waited to come out with this, and of course, Spider-Man, Odyssey. It didn't matter what month you was trying to hide this because it would have had to come out. The only way this could have had a chance was probably to come out like January, February, and you don't put these types of films out there January, February. Like I said, in March, Project Hail Mary would have killed it. Michael would have killed it in April. We see what's going on now with Toy Story. It's just not a good. It's just according to the reviews and feedback. This is not a good film, and it has no word of mouth. So this would have been DOA no matter when it came out, just according to the figures. With that, that's the thing. I treat every film the same way. When we talk about cinema score and all this stuff, I treat every film the same way. That's why I gave Superman 2025 a little grace. Because I was like, hey, you got the feedback. The Superman brand is selling. And it got them like 3 or 4 weeks. And, they got pulled early, according to Netflix. Ted Sarandos said they pulled Superman early. So that got it by. The brand of Superman got that by for like 2 weeks. Front loaded and made a little money. Supergirl doesn't have that luxury. And, just to answer you, no matter when that came out, this film was going to fail. Let's see. No more than 150. We're gonna find out. I mean, I think it can limp to 150 because international will kick in a little bit. I think. But if it falls off really hard second week, I mean, like I said, you're talking about less than Joker 2. I mean, they only made profits supposedly from VOD streaming. Supes 2025 still lost money in the box office. I mean, I'm going to push back just slightly on that a little bit. The box office number Superman had to hit was like 550. So it did get a little bit. It wasn't a lot. 619. That's not a huge profit, but I'm going to say it did make a little. It didn't make. People were trying to say it made 125 million. It's like no, it didn't do all that. So I agree with you on that. Morbin hard. This is where we're at, man. This is where we're at with this film, right? So we got more, y'all. We got more. We're just. Where does this leave DC? All right. Where does this leave DC? Well, you got what happened with this film coming out. This is like the history of what James Gunn has done up to this point, because I don't know if people realize what's happened since 2022 for the DC brand. When we're talking about upholding DC, protecting the brand. Black Adam flops, right? So you install James Gunn, Peter Safran. What's happened since then? It's like a trend. What's happened since then? You had James Gunn talking about. They announced the reboot before the 2023 DC slate, right? They announced that. It puts a dent in all the films that's about to come out. Shazam 2, The Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman 2, right? Because this universe is over. They're going to reboot. So that was a terrible placement of an announcement. But then it goes a step further because I still see people out there denying when I say James Gunn ruined the 2023 slate, not just because of the announcement of the reboot, because he was giving notes he altered the ending to pretty much all the films. The question here, they said the next 5 films have nothing to do with you, James. that's hilarious, first off. But, James Gunn says, I wish you told me this before I started giving notes. Oops. We got notes. So he's on record saying he had input in 2023. What did he do? Shazam 2, it was already planned to have Gal Gadot in it. It was supposed to have been a connection with the Snyder Cut in Shazam 2. And by the time the film comes out, you saw no connection. Likely that was a James Gunn note. It was supposed to be a connection like with the history lesson with Gal Gadot and I think it was Ares, or I should have looked it up before I went live on that, but there was going to be a connection with the Snyder Cut in Shazam 2. So that's one thing. The Flash, I mean, oh man, I did entire streams talking about what James Gunn messed up with the Flash film. He took out Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was supposed to have been in the first act. You remember how the Flash started? And Barry, he's at that bagel shop, and he's like ordering. And Alfred calls Barry, and he's like, "Hey, we need your help." And Barry's like, "Well, can you call Superman?" And you saw like this fake AI video of Superman in the back of Superman. You're supposed to saw Cavill in the first act on the news. I heard that like way back. So they cut that footage. And he's supposed to see, because they were setting up the end. See, how movies are made, you got to set up something in the first act and then pay it off in the third act. That's why you saw Ben. He's supposed to show up back in the third act as well at the end. You're supposed to see Cavill. You saw Gal Gadot. You're supposed to see them all in the end, at the end of the film. They cut Henry Cavill and put a fake video of the back of Superman flying around. And then he's supposed to walk up at the end as Clark Kent with his cousin, Supergirl, at the end of the film. Those were James Gunn notes that killed the Flash film. James Gunn notes. Yeah. Would the Flash film that went a little better over if you saw Henry Cavill in the first act? I think so. And then see him at the end as well, setting up the sequel as far as the last ride of the Snyderverse. Yeah, James Gunn. That was James Gunn's idea to cut that stuff out. Yeah, this tweet is from 2023 or the end of 2022. That's why I said the next 5 films, they're talking, that's back then when they asked him that question. Insane, right? So Shazam 2 probably couldn't have been saved, but it would have been nice to have a Snyder Cut reference in there. And then the Flash, he butchered it. He butchered the Flash film. He killed the Batman Beyond project that Michael Keaton was going to do. They had Michael Keaton signed on, people, to do a Batman Beyond project. Like ink was to paper. Like he aged right into the Batman Beyond project. And Gunn said no. James Gunn did this. Do we understand how he's messed up DC since day one? They was going to have Terry McGinnis. They was going to do a Batman Beyond, right? So that's one thing. That's 2 things. Blue Beetle, me and other outlets have said this, that Ben Affleck was going to have a voice cameo at the end of Blue Beetle. Again, would it have saved all these films? I don't know, but Gunn did not help present the best project forward. Like in the Flash, you take out Cavill and Ben Affleck and you put George Clooney. That was a James Gunn decision on his watch. I broke that story to y'all about George Clooney. He decided that for the end of the Flash film. And then again, in Blue Beetle, Ben Affleck was supposed to have a voice cameo at the end. He wasn't going to see Ben, but he was going to hear him on the phone. As like it was going to be kind of like a gag. But again, I want more Ben Affleck, not less, right? So who knows? Blue Beetle probably still would have, did what it did. But then the grand of all grandest things, the scoop that made my channel anything outside of the late great Mikey Sutton is Ben Affleck in Aquaman 2. That was the biggest report in my life. And Momoa confirmed me 48 hours later. Ben Affleck was on set for Aquaman 2. They chopped up James Wan's film several times. It was a mess. And James Gunn, it was his decision to not have Ben Affleck at the end of the film because he didn't want to promise a setup for the last ride of the Snyderverse. That's James Gunn decided this. So this is very full circle for me in real time. We're thinking DC's going a certain trajectory. Black Adam flops, and then James Gunn ruins every film in 2023. Because a lot of people's like, well, with Gunn, he just came out in 2025. This is why we need new DC leadership. He got his 4 years. It's over. James Gunn came into the building saying, oh, DC is a fractious fan base. We ain't doing haircut. Don't ask me that no more. That's what Gunn was saying. We ain't doing that. James Gunn, you should have stayed over at Marvel because I had nothing to say to you. I mean, I still watch Marvel, but it's not personal for me with Marvel. I'm just there to be entertained. DC is personal for me and for a lot of people. So you come here mishandling projects, and this is where we're left at, right? So it started in 2023. We got TBD saying DC sacrificed 4 DC movies worth $1 billion by announcing the reboot. Yep. Even they couldn't save Blue Beetle because he said it's a character that's canon to DCU, but the movie isn't. And yeah, it's like he's supposed to do an animated thing. Not sure that project's ever going to happen ever. I think what happened is that Gunn, the people with Blue Beetle probably had some outstanding contracts, and so Gunn was just spitballing. I don't think any of this stuff is happening. It's about the Superman saga, and it may not even get that far. Let's see. James Gunn has no understanding of what makes a superhero. He doesn't understand these characters. He's ruining the DCU. They need to remove James Gunn ASAP. Yeah, I mean, and the great thing with Paramount coming in, because we're going to talk about Paramount at the end of this, they are just likely going to allow his contract to run out April 2027. Goodbye. Right? Goodbye. That is what it is. So they can give him the Hamada treatment, right? Yeah, he should have stayed with Marvel. Because I would have had no smoke for him there. I'm like, hey, you just go over there and be goofy. Dance offs. Yeah, you saw that tweet. Yeah, that tweet went crazy too. Yeah, Gunn jumped in my mentions, trying to debunk my scoop about the cameo. Yeah, and I survived it. It's insane, right? So this is just what he done. We're just talking about just 2023. That Gunn just ruined DC. So then what happened since then? You got Creature Commandos 2024, right? No one watched it. And now Creature Commandos, that's good for a fringe, hardcore DC comic audience. It's actually a decent show until the finale. The finale's terrible. We're seeing a theme with Gunn. When we get to the climax, it don't go too well, right? I'm just saying. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. With shows, with life, I don't know. So, Creature Commandos, no one watched it. You just throw it out there as content, whatever. You get no points off that. Superman 2025, right? 619 in the box office, not better than Man of Steel. And as people are saying, it didn't sell as many tickets as Man of Steel. So how successful really was Superman 2025? As I continue to say, I feel you roll out a Superman film every 4 to 6 years, I think you can make that money. We're not talking about just Henry Cavill alone as a star he is now as $1 billion. But let's just say you roll out a Superman film every 4 to 6 years. It could be a no-name guy. The brand of Superman is going to make $600 million every time. Just like with Batman. You come out with a Batman film, you just roll it out there, you're going to make $700 million. That's why Reeves got to really bring it in part 2. Or it's like, hey, you may not need your trilogy, bro. You better nail this part 2. We can't just do repeat business, right? So how successful really was Superman 2025? I think it did just about what it's supposed to do. Was DC back? Is DC back? Right? Was it back? Because according to Ted Sarandos, co-head of Netflix, they after like 4 or 5 weeks, he saw the books. They pulled Superman early. Was this really a success? Now, again, I know people talk about profits and stuff. I'm just going to go off the bare numbers, right? I'm just going to go off the bare numbers they put on the financial sheet. They had to make at least $550. It made $619. That's a little profit. That's $69 million. 69 guy. No, $69 million. That's not huge, profit right there. But you make a little profit, so okay. But is the brand back? Is DC back? Because again, because of Warner Brothers DC, y'all damaged the brand, running away from the Snyder Cut, coming out with Birds of Prey, coming out with Shazam 2 and all this other stuff. Y'all ran away from the Snyder Cut, so you lost, y'all devalued y'all brand. And Superman 2025 really didn't bring it back. Now, how do we know it didn't bring it back? Well, we know DC really wasn't back because once they pulled Superman out of the theater, then Peacemaker season 2 comes out. Now, I've said this. I've gone on record saying the first couple episodes, handful of episodes of Peacemaker, outside the porno stuff, if you know, it was some well-written stuff. I thought Gunn was actually in his bag as far as character-driven stories. He's actually good with that. But then as the season ended, this is where we saw the DC really ain't back. You got to the finale of Peacemaker season 2. The viewership plummeted. James Gunn, I don't know if y'all remember, James Gunn was like, oh, wait till you see the end of season 2, the finale. it's going to be crazy for DC. And people got to the finale. They're like, what is this? This is trash. Again, you get to the finale, Gunn. You get to the climax. Doesn't work. Whatever goodwill you thought you had with Superman 2025, it really wasn't that goodwill. It was more curiosity in the Superman brand. He hyped that up way too much, Music City. Way too much. So that, again, that goodwill, I'm speaking for those who was giving it a chance. We was like, okay, like Superman did okay. Let's see more of this DCU world. And then you get to Peacemaker, and that ain't it. That ain't it, right? That's when we should have known right there. Interest was low on this DCU world. You see, if everyone's really invested in the DCU, because I remember when it dropped, I understood the Salvation connection, and this was kind of a little more obscure than it needed to be for the sake of being obscure. I don't know. But I got the angle here. I didn't think Peacemaker was the right character to do this setup. But this didn't land. Y'all saw people was trashing Peacemaker season 2. And it's unfortunate because the season, the first 6 episodes was actually good. It actually was good. I was watching it every week. I was talking about it every week. But didn't stick to landing, just like Creature Commandos. That's when we saw the chink in the armor with DC. We just didn't know it. And then since then, we started getting a lot of talk about Lanterns, and you saw the backlash for Lanterns, and we'll see as far as what happened with that, but the trailers and things like that. Now, Supergirl, you have Corn Sweat in the trailer, front and center, and the general audience has rejected it. They have rejected Supergirl, and I feel this is them rejecting this DCU world. That's just what it feels like. I mean, if you remember, you can't compare nothing to Marvel. People get so caught up, lightning in the bottle with Marvel. I mean, Iron Man took over the world. The Prophet, you can't even compare the Prophet from what Superman got to Iron Man. And they made a lot more money with Iron Man than Superman. People look at just the top number. No, the Prophets, they made a lot of money with Iron Man, a couple $100 million. So that world continued. You had Incredible Hulk, and you didn't know going into the film, at least I didn't know then, that Tony Stark was going to show up at the end of Incredible Hulk. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a connected universe. Captain America, Thor. That was lightning in the bottle. You can't recreate that again. That's the thing with DC. Why are you chasing Marvel? You have Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. You don't got to chase what Marvel did. You come out with a Batman film, and actually, I'll go back. Go ahead, do the Superman. Do the Superman film. Did it land? Okay, it landed. Let's put Batman in there. Introduce Wonder Woman. Justice League. All right, that's BVS. Oh, that hit. That's over 870. Okay, some of the critics didn't like it. It's a little divisive. Okay. So Zach was like, okay, let me make something a little more streamlined for everyone. That's the Snyder cut. See, people act like time stopped in 2013 or 2016. But Zack Snyder was like, okay, I see, okay, the critics, I'm gonna put something in there for them. I may tone this down a little bit on this angle, still give the fans what they want. This is one of the greatest performing DC films ever. If you're talking about just sheer reaction, streaming, engagement, imagine if this was in theaters in 2017. This is how you set up a DC universe. You come with the Trinity. This is what we're saying. It's time for new DC leadership. James Gunn has lost the plot on how to sell DC. There should be no, again, I give you that. You want to start off with a Superman film. That's what Zach did. Okay, you made a little money. Okay. That next film better have Batman and or Wonder Woman. Zack Snyder was the blueprint the entire time for successful DC. And if you got to adjust things as you go, tweak things as you go, you end up with Zack Snyder's Justice League, where everyone likes it. That's why this DCU needs to end. As far as Supergirl, you got Neo Sevens talking about Supergirl. Let me see. You do some figures out there. Yeah, overseas is terrible. Yeah. So far, so it's going to go up from the 5 million, but it's not tracking good for overall. I think it would be under 100 million global, which is insane. 37 to 42. I'm going to take the under. Whoa. Oh my good. Global less than 80 million. Oh my. It may be less than 70 million globally. Oh my goodness. This is the biggest flop ever. Joker 2 opened up to 115 million globally. just give you all the comparison here. Joker 2 opened up to 115 million globally. Supergirl's gonna be less than 70. So I think this is more Shazam territory. I think we're back to Shazam 2. Let's see. I think we're in Shazam 2 territory, folks. Probably just slightly under it. Let me get the global numbers for Shazam 2 was 65 million. This is where Supergirl is. It's going to make less than Joker 2, which everyone said Joker 2 is just the biggest flop ever. Actually, Shazam 2 is. That's what Supergirl is going to do. Shazam 2 numbers. Jules would have liked to hear that before she left. She would have loved that. Oh my goodness, man. Even more reason. This is the script. We can't greenlight nothing unless the script is just is amazing. Quality first. Come on now. Instead of the Trinity, we got more crypto from Gunn. What would you say if they made a solo Eustace Rise to the Throne? Oh my God. Oh, I mean, come on. Come on. A solo Dark Side like project film series. Oh my goodness. I mean, you could do a series because you don't gotta go all crazy. Just show us that whole, Game of Thrones type thing in Apocalypse, right? I'll be good with that. Momoa's gonna be begging to sign Aquaman pictures at this rate. Yeah, that's the global. You're saying, I just want to make sure I'm quoting this right. You're saying global, that's domestic and international together is that 77 million, right? Because that's insane. That's Shazam 2 numbers. Let me see. I'm gonna look at the tweet myself here. Yeah, that's the full number. Yeah. 77 million. So it's not 100 nothing. This is the full number. Global. Yeah, no, it's 77 million. That's the high mark for the entire world together. That's insane. Hilarious. So we see what's going on right now again with Supergirl. We talked about how Gunn ruined 2023. No one cared about 2024 with Creature Commandos. He was shooting Superman, so it was a little buzz for the brand of Superman. You get the 2025, Superman does just enough off of curiosity of the brand. It didn't carry over to Peacemaker, right? Did not carry over. Probably for a couple episodes. Now you're seeing Supergirl is on Shazam 2 territory. That's insane. 77 million overall. And I'm taking the under. He's going to be in the 60s. This is under James Gunn's watch. So now, what's next for DC, right? Again, people say, oh, Man of Tomorrow, right? Man of Tomorrow. No. No. You got Brown Lanterns and Clayface. Oh, man. This is getting uncomfortable. This is getting uncomfortable, man. Again, this is the general audience saying they don't care about the shield, right? Supergirl got the same symbol as Superman. That couldn't get you curious enough. Superman's in the trailer. That couldn't get you curious enough? Guess not. Toxic males, right? Grandmas are rejecting this. Well, look, your number's too high, Neo Sevens. 86 globally. I mean, I thought at least get 100 million just overall. Fatality. So this is like the worst setup for DC ever. You were given a gift with Superman. Peacemaker squandered it. Supergirl is bottoming out worldwide. No one cares about DC worldwide right now. Like, this is insane. And your follow-up, your next thing in August is Brown Lanterns. This ain't going too good, y'all. Just of the feedback of what's going on with DC right now, and the activity is all negative. Wasn't Clayface Reeves' film first? Yeah. Gunn steal that too because he doesn't fit in the universe. I think it was a compromise, I think, by Reeves, because I think Reeves knows he's not going to get all the films he thought he was going to get. Reeves was going to get a whole Batverse. He was going to do a Scarecrow project. He's going to have something like with Mr. Pig and all kinds of stuff. And so I think it was more of a compromise by Reeves saying, okay, I'm not going to get to this Clayface project, so you go ahead and do it. I'll put my points on it. He'll still be an executive producer, Reeves will. But go ahead, Gunn, do whatever. So Lanterns, that's been a running joke every Saturday, how bad Lanterns is looking and and everything with that. And that's your follow-up. So it's going to be more of a bloodbath for James Gunn's DCU. And I'm glad. I want the world, to see the blood on his hands, right? Like, see, they want to see the flaws, right? That's what we want to see. So that backlash, I only can imagine by August. Oh boy. And then Clayface in September. I think it was October. Now it's October, right? after DC's being beat up with Supergirl and Brown Lanterns, then poor little Clayface is going to come out. Now, the great Mike Flanagan wrote the original script for Clayface. He said he based it off of the Batman animated series Feet of Clay 2-parter. That's what Flanagan said. Then he said he pitched it to DC. DC Studios bought his script and said, "Thank you. We'll make it. We'll retool it, make it ourselves." Flanagan has. I covered this report months ago. Mike Flanagan said, "Yeah, they're doing their own thing with that film. Like I gave him the script. You know, he got paid off the script, and they're rewriting everything." My worry, and I said this then, I said, is this really going to be based off the animated series anymore? Because we saw what just happened with Supergirl. James Gunn said, "Oh, it's based off Woman of Tomorrow." And then those that saw the film says, "No, this is not based off the comic." They took elements, they took characters. It's not based off the comic at all. So I'm thinking Clayface is not going to be anything close to what Mike Flanagan wrote. A horror legend, Mike Flanagan. Gunn thought it was a good idea to change up his script. So the steady decline of DC since Peacemaker season 2 on to Supergirl now. Supergirl's tanking, going to make worse than the Joker 2. It's going to be similar to Shazam 2. Lanterns is going to just be flogged live. And Clayface, I think he butchered the script. So are we even going to get to Man of Tomorrow at this rate? That's what I'm saying. Or as the verdict on social media. I told you James Gunn will fail. I told that's some of y'all out there. I'm gonna give y'all credit. Longtime viewers of the platform. I was like, "Oh, Sil, you giving Gunn a chance?" I told you James Gunn will fail. You're right. You're right. Oh man. Lanterns. There's only one ring. Meanwhile, Gardner out here. It's so stupid. Like, I'm ready to boycott everything now, y'all. Okay. I'm ready. Okay. You long-term viewers, I'm ready just to boycott everything. You can't keep playing in my face for so long. This is what you do with Supergirl, Lanterns. You lost my trust as a DC fan. You lost my trust. Trying to work. I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry to the long-term viewers. I am sorry. Y'all were right. I should have just not giving him a chance. But I was like, let me at least see the results, right? It all comes back to James Gunn failed. Oh man. Just everything needs to fail now, y'all. That's just where everything needs to fail. James Gunn needs to go down in flames. David Ellison needs to see this. Paramount needs to come in here and say, "Oh, this DCU was trash, and let's just reboot everything." If we get to Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn, you're halfway through filming it, as they say. You're halfway through it, bro. Just wrap up your story. I don't know. The backlash that we think he's going to get, again, like, this is bad with Supergirl. This is unprecedented, right? It's going to be on James Gunn's name having the worst DC film ever. And I'm happy. I don't like to put stuff on the cast and crew and stuff like that. It's whatever. Y'all got paid. Y'all okay. I want this on James Gunn's record as the worst DC film ever. I want that. Even if Supergirl probably ain't as bad as the other ones, is rated that way, I want that. I want this to make less definitely than Joker 2. I definitely do. Yes, fire James Gunn. Yes, that's where we're at. James Gunn should not be head of DC, especially his contract's running out. But I just think by the end of this year, it's going to be too toxic. It's going to be too much with Supergirl tanking like this, and I'm happy for that. Lanterns is going to have a crazy backlash. Clayface is not going to be, I think, what we thought was going to be. Right off Man of Tomorrow. Man, I know I should have listened to JT and Neil Sevens and Mr. J, Jovic. Y'all was saying, don't give James Gunn a chance. This is where we're at. Campy actually said again with more conviction after Supergirl that definitely expects Gunn to voluntarily leave post-merger anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to have to come out because, again, starting with Peacemaker season, because people, like, they forget Peacemaker season 2, it was this crazy dip in viewership. And then you have Superman, or that was after Superman. And now you have Supergirl bombing. So you all got this decline, Supergirl bombs, Lanterns. People have been hating every trailer. That's going to bomb. Clayface, I don't think this is what you really think it is. By the end of this year, it's like Gunn should just be like, man, I'm out, man, because it's going to be hit after hit, bombing after bombing, I should say. How much can you take? You know, like you're getting swept out of the finals. Like, how many losses you get in a row? You only get 4, right? Like, he's going to have 4 losses. Like, you eliminated. It's over. Haas says, do you think the DCU failing now opens the door for more spinoffs from Snyderverse instead of just JO2 and 3? I think any spinoffs, because I just feel, first thing I feel, with David Ellison coming in, you got to put ZSJL in theaters or IMAX. You got to capitalize. We need some goodwill for DC. We got a Justice League film that's never been in theaters before. And it's obviously superior than the one that was released in 2017. So let's get that in IMAX, get some buzz with that. Definitely make JO2 and 3. And I think as long as the interest is there, and we believe it will be, definitely. I feel we can have some spinoffs. I continuously said this with Ben Affleck. He would do Dark Knight Returns today. He would do it 10 years from now. He'll still be younger than Michael Keaton. So, and he would, even if he's the same age as Michael Keaton, Ben will look younger than Michael Keaton. So Ben is going to do his Batfleck film. I have no doubt. That's probably the surest thing I have of all this is that Ben's going to do his film. It's going to happen. JO2 and 3. And then you go off the interest from there. Can Gal get in there and get another Wonder Woman? We'll see, right? Can we get a Cyborg project? Why not? Lord and Miller, can they come back and do their Flash film? I mean, these are all things that could happen. But yeah, just to answer your question, man, I don't see. This is the thing too. It never was contingent on Gunn failing. I'm just glad Gunn is failing right now. But I believe Gunn or Zach will still do DC no matter what. We didn't actually need Gunn to fail, but the fact that Gunn mishandled DC since he's been signed on, that's why I want him to fail. And now we have the numbers and the data. There's no hiding from it now. So I think there's 2 unrelated things, but I do believe we can get more. Hold this L. That's rough, man. That's rough. Fire James Gunn. We back. So Gunn, there needs to be new leadership in DC. Like I said, just let Zach do his stuff. Zach don't even have to be the architect. Just let Zach finish his story. I mean, definitely, I would rather Zach and his ideas with Terrio and everyone to come back. Just give Zach his Elseworlds over there. You can get a new person, someone that actually cares about DC. It shouldn't be James Gunn, though. It just shouldn't. We have 4 years of data now. I got to bring that clip back. I get Abu Nas clip. Yeah, not even Momoa couldn't save it. Game over. So we need. Why do we need? Because again, people take it as like just one reason why. Oh, as far as me, why do I want Gunn out? Because again, me and a lot of people gave him a chance. But we saw the light. We never see the light. And the results, the losses are there, and it's on his watch. So that's one thing. 180 in on Cavill, lying about Ben Affleck being a part of the DC studios, and he wasn't. Ben had to come out publicly and crap on you and your world, Gunn. So that was enough reason to be like, I'm having mixed thoughts about him, but let's see what he does with Superman, right? That was my whole stance. He made a little profit. Everything else is imploding around him. Good. Let's see. Who would you replace Gunn with? I remember back in the day when Zaza was searching for people to run DC, Jeff Loeb was a name that kept coming up. Jeff Loeb wrote I think he wrote The Long Halloween. Was that him that wrote that one? I think he was a part of some Daredevil stuff, I believe. Don't quote me on that one, but Jeff Loeb is a DC legend, and he had a lot of ideas that he would have introduced. He would have done, as far as what I heard back then, late great Mikey Sutton, that was his story. That wasn't my story. Jeff Loeb didn't want like an overarching world. He was going to do Batman stories over here. Maybe they'll cross over with someone else, but it wasn't like what Gunn's doing. So I think that's probably why he didn't get the job, because they wanted like a real 10-year plan, which Gunn can't even do a 10-year plan now. It went from 10 years to 8 years to 6 years. Now it's Super Family Saga. I wish they would have gave Jeff Loeb like a saga, and let him just do his thing, right? So don't you dare watch Man of Tomorrow in theaters, Sil, if it ever comes out. Hey, right now it may not even come out at this rate. Because just imagine if DC, again, you gotta go back. It's Peacemaker season 2, plummeting views 2025. Supergirl bombing, Lanterns, maybe a laughing stock. Clayface, I don't know how Gunn gets through this year. He's gonna finish his film and be like, bro, like I can't take this, man. Like they are crapping on me every day. And you got Craig Gillespie just chilling. Craig Gillespie unscathed. He's like, yo. James Gunn, if you saw those interviews this last couple weeks, Craig Gillespie, he was kind of throwing it out there like, yo, Gunn had a lot of input, y'all. Gunn literally co-directed this film. Craig Gillespie's very smart. Y'all ain't gonna blame this on me. That's on James Gunn. Smart man right there. So yeah, I don't see how Gunn can survive this year, because it's gonna be loss after loss after loss. That's one thing. And again, him not protecting the brand, him not bringing the fandom together, he was fueling these guzzlers and glazers to go at Snyder fans, allegedly. So Gunn, you didn't help the DC brand at all. You didn't help the fandom at all. At least with Zach, those of y'all that didn't like BVS theatrical, Zach tweaked things so that the Snyder cut, everyone liked it. Or just by the Ultimate Edition BVS, everyone liked that. So at least Zach was like, okay, everyone's not a fan of what I'm doing. I'm a little hardcore. I'm going to streamline it a little bit. Snyder cut. Everyone liked it. Gunn, you are fueling people online to attack us, DC fans. And then it comes out, you have the worst fan base, Gunn. They're throwing the writer under the bus. They're abandoning Supergirl. If Sasha Calle's Supergirl came out with Henry Cavill in it, we would have held that film down. I don't care what the critics would have said. As long as you finish the CGI, don't come out with a crappy film now. But make it an epic film. And if the critics don't like it, we don't care. That's why these dudes out there, you glazers and guzzlers, y'all not real DC fans. It's official now. You're just waiting on Rotten Tomatoes to tell you what to think. Not built like the fandom. Hey, unscathed. This man, unscathed. He was a meat shield. That's wild. We got some Saturday estimates. What is that number? Oh, okay. They're saying this is for the weekend. Okay. So Toy Story coming a little lower than I thought. I thought Toy Story would get about 80, but it's still doing good. But again, Toy Story, if you haven't seen Toy Story 5 yet, you need to take your family, go see it. Supergirl's coming in at 37, so this might be lower than that. Oh my goodness, man. This is amazing. This is amazing. We're seeing this go up in flames in real time. So for all those reasons, I'm like, Gunn ain't the dude. Your contract's running out. You're not holding up the brand. Now on top of that, this dude, he don't even know DC like he say he do. Yeah, he don't even know DC. Like, how are you head of DC? You don't even know. You don't even read comic books like that. He had this reading list for the New 52. He picked like the trashiest books. I mean, everyone picks Scott Snyder, Court of Owls, that Batman run. But then he picked like every trash book after that. I don't like Gunn's taste in comic books. It's not just that you read comics, you're picking the wrong ones and the wrong characters. So why should James Gunn be fired? Or as it says here on the left, Supergirl isn't even comic accurate to the comic book it's adapting. That's a major sin to me. Why are you acting like you're adapting a comic? Again, you want to take elements. I get that. It's not like Zach said, oh, I'm basing BVS off of, I'm adapting Death of Superman. I'm adapting Dark Knight Rises. No, Zach didn't say that. In fact, Zach just let you see the Easter eggs. He let you see the references. Like, okay, you get it. Gunn was promoting the Supergirl film that we're adapting a comic book, and you're not. This is an original take on Supergirl. All you guzzlers, again, you don't have comic book accuracy again. It's amazing. All this talk about, Gunn, he's comic book accurate. Your Superman wasn't comic book accurate. I got into a back and forth with someone about this Man of Tomorrow, and it was like, oh look, you saw Lex the power suit walking outside or something. People was like, oh, this is straight from a comic book panel. And I was like, no. I was like, whatever Gunn's doing right there is not from the comic book at all. Yes, the suit is from the comics, idiots. I know people are, oh, how are you saying the suit's not from the comics? No, I'm saying you're acting like he's recreating some comic book scene. That scene is nowhere in the comics. James Gunn's doing an original take, and that's fine. That's what Zach was doing, elements. They got mad at Zach, though. Zach can't take no creative freedoms, but James Gunn's lying to you, allegedly, that he's adapting comic books that he's not doing. That is what it is. But so he didn't adapt the comic, right? So that's an L. That's why I have no trust. We already know he's not adapting anything with Lanterns. That's just going to be a mess. Clayface, I think he's jacked up the whole story. Gunn doesn't even know Clark Kent has a middle name. Oh, he does? That's the meme says. How are you head of DC, bro? Get out of here. He got community noted about his own favorite comic book character. This is Gunn is best for DC because he reads comic books. False gimmick needs to drop. What's the community note? In the midst of Supergirl being trashed, they knew it was a flop. They knew it was a flop weeks ago. Because it's been said there was supposed to be a post-credit scene in Supergirl And for all y'all that seen it already, I haven't seen it, but I know there's no post-credit scene. It was pulled in the 11th hour. Now, what was that post-credit scene? I don't know the details. I'm assuming it's tying it to Man of Tomorrow. But in the 11th hour, I think James Gunn was like, he's letting Supergirl go out to dry. Like, we don't want this to tie to anything. This is just a story out there. It could be at any time period. You're not connected to Man of Tomorrow. But what happened to the Super Family Saga? So you cut out the connection to Man of Tomorrow and Supergirl. But you're for the DC brand. You're here riding for the DC brand. So knowing this was the other day when the numbers started coming up with Supergirl. I think it was like Wednesday, or we knew it was going to flop. Gunn thought it was a good idea to come on Twitter and say, hey, while Supergirl is, the trajectory is just going down in real time on Supergirl. And then he tweets this: Rick Flag Sr. is proof that in a world full of metahumans, a determined human can be one of the toughest people in the room, especially when he played by one and only Frank Grillo. His first comic appearance was in The Brave and the Bold 25, blah, 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 right? The community note comes out and says, no, The Brave and the Bold 2025, Brave and the Bold 25 was Rick Flag Jr., wasn't Senior. You're talking about the first appearance of the character you killed off. You killed off Ayer's character. That's who debuted in The Brave and the Bold 25. That was in the 50s. Rick Flag Sr. is a relatively new character. He wasn't introduced to the 80s. James Gunn pretends to read comics. He doesn't understand DC. He doesn't know his DC comics like that. And he's pushing this obscure stuff on DC fans, and everyone's seeing through it now. Now the journalists, they're saying, we're getting behind. We know that something's about to change with this Paramount deal. We don't got your back no more, Gunn. And you saying you know all these scripts are good? This script's not good, Gunn. You have a string of actually unsuccessful launches. Peacemaker Season 2 did not do well. Supergirl is going to be the worst DC-rated film ever. Lanterns, you already know. In August, you already know. I may live stream Lanterns on my Patreon. We're going to watch Lanterns every episode and roast. And Clayface, I don't trust you, Gunn. You may not make it to Man of Tomorrow.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Sir, I said good day.
Told you James Gunn will fail. I told you James Gunn will fail. Ain't no way. This man mixed up Senior with Junior. Yeah, and he looks like Rick Flag Senior. Oh, man. Odds for a tax write-off. I still will put that under 50% only because Man of Trouble is wild. I put that under 50% only because I think when Paramount comes to the building, they at least want to get some content out there with DC. They, if it's already shot, again, Batgirl was already shot, right? But so we see what happened with that. I still put it under 50% that they would write it off. I think they would just want to get it out there. They were already announced their new plans before it comes out. But if I'm James Gunn, I quit. But after Clayface comes out, I would just quit. I would just, because nothing's going to hit. Nothing. Lanterns, again, Supergirl, worst DC film. That's on your resume, James Gunn. Worst DC film ever. You can't say Joker 2. You can't say David Sandberg with Shazam 2. So justice for Shazam for David Sandberg. I want you to have the worst DC film ever. That's on your resume, or at least one of the worst. And Lanterns is going to flop. Clayface, I think, is going to do nothing because it's not the story he promised us. This is why it needs to be new leadership at DC, y'all. This is why. I volunteer as a tribute for Green Lantern reactions. I'm just saying, bro. You know, you see the boat, the Titanic's going down. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it live. It's gonna be televised. I was hoping for a fail. Couldn't even imagine the biggest bomb in history. The worst DC film ever. Welcome to the antagonist. Hey, it's just about results. If Gunn, like I said, if Gunn was actually putting in some work, I'll be like, hey, you're doing your thing. But with this huge bomb, is no way to deny what's going on, man. No way to deny it. Unreal. Appreciate you, Hoss. We are counting down the end of the DCU. That's where we at, man. The writing's on the wall. Insane, right? So, with all this being said, I think this is a Supergirl premiere. There's an awkward exchange from James Gunn. This is after it's already out there. Supergirl was scheduled to bomb. I think this was was it Wednesday or Thursday? Gunn was on the red carpet. The Shills was trying to lap up as much as they could. Didn't go so well. Didn't go so well. What are we talking about? We're going to talk about this video. I told we had a lot today. I told y'all. We're going Snyder cut levels. Oh, man. Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, right? This is the end. You got to see it. This ain't wishful thinking. This ain't, oh, just because I want Zack Snyder. No, Gunn is failing all by himself. That's why you guzzlers and glazers out there, stop bringing up Snyder when you're trying to defend Supergirl. That's not helping your cause right now, right? I don't know if you realize that. The house is on fire. Snyder can't save you. You can't dump this on the DC brand is so terrible. I thought Superman saved the DC brand 2025. You can't have it both ways. Superman Corn Sweat was in Supergirl, in the trailers. And this is going to be the worst DC film ever. Just saying, man. Look at that. Look at that. Supergirl, worst film ever. Lanterns, gonna bomb. Clayface. Everyone's gonna ignore Clayface. Okay? They're just gonna be like, yeah. It looks weird, whatever. Now Batman's not in it? Okay, I ain't watching it. Only because he changed the script. I would have checked it out just for the Mike Flanagan angle. You chopped up his script? Nah. I'm not looking forward to that film. BD the Shield. Yeah. Sad Gunn. Gunn is not happy. Yeah, he was trying to go past without even talking. And his wife's like, come here, James Gunn. It's my meal ticket. Yeah, they can't Can't blame this on Snyder. Can't blame this 10 years ago on BVS. We made money after BVS. Wonder Woman, Aquaman. We made money. What we doing here? Coming up with the worst DC film ever? Not just ratings, money-wise. That's what we're saying. This is a universal failure. You can have low critic score, but make money. We've been through that, and we held it down. They got low critic score, low audience score, low money. On your watch, James Gunn, you have that. No other DC film has done this. Bomb so hard, critics is terrible, audience is worse. I can't think of a better person to hold that L. What was he saying?
Or
hello there, sir.
Hey, you guys,
Good to see you.
look
Good
who
to
it
see you.
is. It's James Gunn.
Now, first off, out there on social media, there's a couple things I want to say. Okay. First off, like I said, we're enjoying the Titanic going down. One thing, I don't co-sign this whole thing of Millie Alcock looking like a troll. Like, that's not cool. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for making Millie Alcock look like an animal. Okay, that's one thing. But then two, I've seen everyone saying James Gunn's wife should leave him now. Like, we don't gotta wish that on James Gunn. He don't gotta lose his wife, bro. You're about to lose DC. You're gonna lose Rick Flag Sr. You know, he don't gotta lose his wife, man. It just, y'all going too far, okay? I can hate his work. I don't gotta make his wife leave him. Yeah, it's too far. It's too far. The Millie Alcock is too far, y'all. And his wife, he don't gotta lose his wife, or he may still do that, but he don't gotta lose his wife over this, y'all. I've seen enough. I'm just saying, I'm going off of my timeline. I've seen it happen too many times. He don't gotta lose his wife, bro. Let's go.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
I've watched.
First, he didn't want to talk, okay? Like, how he came into this, he's trying to just skate past, like, oh, it's Brandon Davis. He's going to ask me a geeky question, this nerd. I don't want to talk to no Brandon Davis. I'm losing right now. Brandon, don't say hi to me.
Or
Hello there, sir.
He was past Brandon Davis and his wife. They may get a divorce over this.
hey, you guys,
Good to see you.
look
Good
who
to
it
see you.
is.
She said, hey, you guys, we need a couple more DC projects, all right? My lifestyle. Come on, guys. You like James, don't you? Y'all don't? If y'all don't like him, I don't like him. What are we doing?
It's James Gunn.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
I've watched every clip out of Atlanta, and it looks amazing.
Oh, dude, you don't even know.
First, there wasn't no flex.
I'm not gonna brag. But
What, bro? Your DC was burning, bro. What you bragging about? You gonna brag about the Supergirl score? What are we bragging about, bro? No. First, you're mad that Brandon Davis hunted you down. You're mad at your wife right now. They may have separated right after this conversation. He will never talk to Brandon Davis again. Because what you gonna talk about? Supergirl? Lanterns? Clayface? We may not see another James Gunn interview for the rest of 2026. Thankfully. We may never see another interview until he quits and he starts promoting, his Man of Tomorrow, if it's released. It's so many things wrong with this. He's trying to get past Shield Davis.
Hello there, sir.
Hey, you guys,
Good to see you.
look
Good
who
to
it
see you.
is.
He's so mad right now. He's not happy right here, y'all. He's not happy. Go into hiding. It's over. Exactly. The Michael expression. He's mad. He forced the goofiest smile possible. I'm so happy. I hate my wife right now, though. Such a front from his wife because she knows Gunn's been hooking up with some. Wow. Hey. Allegedly. I can't let that slide. He can't cast her anymore. She know her career is over with this. Oh man. This man talked like he was flexing. Supergirl's on fire. Numbers are plummeting by the hour. And this man, yeah, you know, we got this out here. What?
It's James Gunn.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
I've watched.
That really was no. Let me say something to you. Yeah. No.
Say one thing to you.
Yeah.
No.
I've watched every clip out of Atlanta, and it looks amazing.
So wait a minute. We're at the Supergirl premiere, and Brandon Davis, he's not asking about Supergirl. You got James Gunn right there. You're not asking about Supergirl. We know why you're not asking about Supergirl. You knew in your earpiece, Brandon Davis. They said, "Oh, Supergirl's bombing." Okay. You're not asking about Supergirl. You're not asking about Lanterns. You're not asking about Clayface. All this stuff has to come out before Man of Tomorrow. The writing's on the wall. He's like, oh man, maybe this will make Gunn happy if I ask about Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, dude, you don't even know.
No, he didn't like that question at all. He didn't like it at all.
Oh, dude, you don't even know. I'm not gonna brag, but
Oh, bro, we saw that. We saw that Buzz Lightyear looking suit, bro. Even though I think that's the best DCU suit ever, the Lex Power suit. Ain't nothing to brag about, bro. Like let's relax here. Okay, there's levels to this, Gunn. You put out the power suit picture. Matt Reeves put out a picture of snow, a car in the snow. You could barely see the car, and that blew up the internet. You put out a clear focus picture of the Lex Power suit fighting Superman. That did not blow up the internet. That's why your face like this right now. That's why your face like this. You don't even know, bro. I can't brag. You ain't got nothing to brag about right now, bro. You could have just kept walking, to be quite honest with you. This man he's talking about you don't even know we cooking? Bro, we all saw the pictures, bro. Like, again, I give you credit. That's the best suit you because there ain't been a lot of good suits. Hawk Girl, Lantern. At least you got something that looks like the comic. But no, ain't nothing to brag about. We ain't letting you slide with that. To obscurity and below. I'm good with the suit, but it didn't break the internet. This dude.
Or,
Hello there, sir.
hey, you guys,
Good to see you.
look who it is.
She fighting for her life, bro. Like she, you can see her eyes. You see her eyes get some. Yo, she like, yo, I need some more roles, y'all. Come on, y'all love them, right? Right? No? Okay, I'm out. Man. They know it's James Gunn. She didn't have to go this hard, bro. She did not have to go this hard. Yo. It's over. It's over.
Guys,
Good to see you.
look
Good
who
to
it
see you.
is. It's James Gunn.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
good to see you.
Yeah,
No, it's not. It's not good to see. You don't say that aggressively if you're really happy. I'm just saying. You don't go that hard. Good to see you. Like, no, you're not good to see.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so over. Yo, this is the end of the DCU party. This is a wrap. Oh man, she gonna go to Matt Reeves. Oh, don't do that, y'all. I'm not trying to break them up, man. Yo, she ends up in the Matt Reeves film. Uh-oh. Woo.
can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
No.
I've watched every clip out of Atlanta, and it looks amazing.
Oh, dude, you don't even know. I'm not gonna brag, but
Yeah,
This was so lame, bro.
you could if you want to.
Or,
This dude, I'm on all these shields right now, bro. This dude's face upset me. Brandon Davis' face.
Brag, but...
Yeah, you could. You could.
This dude, just glazing it up. I'm like, I need another interview, bro. I saw you out there, Brandon Davis, tweeting out, "Oh, y'all too hard on Supergirl. Y'all too hard." No, the public has spoken. They rejected the film. They rejected the DCU. That just is what it is. None of the shilling. Y'all saw a report with the Odyssey. Christopher Nolan said, "I ain't doing no influencer screenings. I don't need no social media embargo. We're just gonna give it to the journalists, the film critics, and then the film's gonna come out. We're done with Brandon Davis's and what's his Soups and a Blu-ray Angel, whatever that dude's name is. That's a dude's name, right? We're done with all this, bro. The greatest thing since Dark Knight, right? The best Superman film ever. When Man of Steel, it's only 13 years ago. Nah. Anyone coming out there, Superman 2025, the greatest thing since the best Superman film ever. You're lying. Man of Steel still holds up. You got dudes pulling their chests out and stuff. Like, what are we doing here, bro? This is over. These influencers, y'all checks are up. Angry Joe's, Brandon Davis, Soups, these goofy accounts I was bringing up earlier, Moon Knight, Axel, all of y'all, it's over. Y'all not getting, no one can trust y'all DC opinion anymore. Daniel RPK saying all these scripts are so great. Man, get on, man. No. It's over. It's over for the DCU. It's over for the Shields. That is what it is. Because we say so. Because we're the real DC fans. Snyder fans are the real DC fans. Because even when critics tried to come at us head on about Man of Steel and BVS, we held it down and we got the Snyder Cut release. In the face of all that, the critics said pipe dream, everything. These Gunn fans, y'all the worst fans. Y'all not DC fans. Y'all the worst DC fans I've ever seen. Ungrateful, disloyal. Y'all not holding down y'all film. That's why y'all never gonna see the full cut of that film. Craig Gillespie, he's done with DC. He's like, man, y'all have it. Y'all can have it. It's over. Y'all don't deserve this DCU universe. It's going down in flames. You couldn't say that about Zack Snyder. We just had a couple critics. They tried to push Jeff Johns on him. And I think the 214 cut still would have hit if Zack would have stayed on. But we understood the tragedy of losing Autumn. Zack Snyder didn't go out like this. Just bomb after bomb. No. Plummeting viewership for Peacemaker Season 2. Supergirl's the worst DC film ever. Lanterns is going to get slayed every week. They should just release the whole season of Lanterns at one time. I hope they do, because the week to week, oh my goodness. Y'all going to be making videos for me, HBO Max. Y'all, those going to be the biggest videos of this year for me. Just to talk about each episode of Lanterns. And again, we know they ruined Clayface. It's over, man. Fake DC fans out there, y'all can't speak. Y'all not holding. Y'all not standing on y'all square out there for Supergirl. There's no respect for you. Don't come talking about Snyder or nothing. Y'all not built like Snyder fans. Again, we held in there when the whole world was coming at Snyder fans. And somehow we got the Snyder Cut out. Amazing. Y'all can't tell us nothing, man. Last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat. Yeah, the real rejects, all these influencers, y'all done. Screen Crush, all of y'all. The Rockstar, y'all checks is up. Y'all tried to sell us this universe like this was DC's savior and still throwing shots at Snyder the whole time. That Screen Crush channel. Real slimy dude. Enjoy your little world, man. Enjoy your little DC. It's over now. But you should have just been trying to enjoy your little world. Don't be throwing shots at us, man. And some of us actually gave it a chance. But no, it's over for these influencers, man. Y'all can't tell us nothing about DC, about some scripts. It's over. Last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat. We're going to close out this weekly show. Oh, I didn't even do the last thing I wanted to do before we do it. Because the weekly show is supposed to be about the Paramount WB deal. We've just been tap dancing on the DCU's grave this whole time. Before I head out, there's a little update about the Paramount deal. Who's having too much fun roasting? That's all that was. But according to Puck News, Matthew Baloney says California's top lawyer sees a CNN divestiture as the ultimate consolation prize if he can't block the Paramount Warner's merger. The Ellisons haven't put that on the table, would they? That remains to be seen as far as do the states want them to divest something, but this is as clear as day. This whole thing, we're talking about the Paramount deal closing, and people are like, oh, we're worried about how many films are going to be made. It was so idiotic because Ellison kept saying, bro, I'm pledging over 30 films a year. Warner Bros., they're looking at Abby already said, we're pledging over 18 films alone. Ellison's 15. So you already had 33 films or more. So that wasn't the real argument this whole time. It was about CNN. And again, hate to make it political, but it's about the Democrats want to keep control of CNN. And they think they're trying to claim Ellison is more of his daddy. Larry Ellison is, MAGA. David Ellison is not. But I don't even want to talk about all that. But the point is, they're thinking if Paramount gets CNN, that they will control the messaging, the slop that's on CNN. Fox News sucks. CNN sucks. MSNBC sucks. If you like those, I don't waste my time on channels like that. I like independent media. So it don't matter. If it comes down to they got to give up CNN, who cares? What matters is that's what really this is about. Well, let's block the merger, you Mark Ruffalo people and things like that. It wasn't about, they're going to lose jobs. No, you want to control the slop that's on CNN. You want to make sure you got the DNC, the full conventions on CNN. You don't want it to come to the middle or even go to the right. I don't care where CNN goes. Okay. I don't care. I want these movies. That's what we're talking about. I want the movies. All this other political stuff, y'all figure it out. The media stuff, I don't care because the media is lying to you anyway. I'll leave it right there. Then on the bottom there it says they heard David Ellison and Jake Tapper, head of CNN, I believe, had dinner together. Been saying for some time this merger is already well underway. David Ellison also has been meeting with the California, the representatives of California, New York, those that wants to block the deal because it's about CNN. If it takes that to get them to shut up and get this pushed through before this fall, why not? Let's do it. But the main point of showing y'all this is that the deal, as they said down there, is well underway. It's going to close. There are arguments that, it's going to lessen jobs. They don't have any true basis on lesser films will be made between two studios. They don't have a basis for it. That's why a couple weeks ago I was talking about the lawyer that Paramount has. He's saying the other side don't have a case at all against them. This deal's going through. This deal's going through as early as July, late as September. So there's just a little update as far as what they're saying out there about it. All right. Now, last minute comments or questions. We'll throw it in the chat. I got to wind this down. We got under 10 minutes. Before we hit, I never want to match Snyder cut level. I want to be under 4 hours. Let's see who else we got. Shield Roxy. Yeah. All these influencers. Y'all can't look at them the same no more. They, as DC fans, y'all, they fed us, just shillery and slop and covered for James Gunn. Now they see the writing on the wall that Gunn is done. They want to turn coat now. I really don't like the DCU. Well, why are you trying to sell this stuff? parading that Zack Snyder's been pushed out. You know, and you're vouching for this universe. Yeah. And it couldn't happen to a better fan base. Y'all are the worst. I'm going to forever clown y'all on social media. Those who still pretending that Gunn did no wrong. It's always been about CNN for those politicians. Yeah. That's always been Shin. And that's kind of what we knew. But I want to deal with what they were saying publicly. They kept saying, oh, we're going to lose movies. It's like, no, like Elizabeth Warren and Cody Brooks, whatever. I don't care about none of these people, man. Okay, I just want these movies. You want to fight about CNN? Y'all go fight over there about CNN, right? But this deal's going through. They got no case. To block the deal. This antitrust thing, they got no case. It's already closed. The federal's already closed it. Internationally, they're closing it in each territory. For the next 2 weeks, they're going to be closing it around the world. And it's going to close here as well, too. And it's time to go forward. And then that will complete the prophecy of the weekly show. And then we'll be doing other content because this weekly show is going to be here until the Paramount deal closes. And then after that, I'll have some new formats going on. But definitely, y'all want to be check out the Patreon. YouTube definitely has been messing with a lot of channels. So I think it's just a good time for me to migrate a lot of stuff over to the Patreon. Join little as $1 a month. The link's in the description. It's going to be leaks and things like that as well, too. More frequent content during the week. There's time that I transition there. There'll still be clips and stuff over here. I still will pop up live over here, like I said, for the weekly show. And then once the deal closes, we're going to transition to something else over here. But for the more frequent content, join the Patreon. Here for YouTube members, I still be doing like reaction videos and stuff for members, but just YouTube, just really, you can't let YouTube just control your content. Like they control how often I can upload, in a sense, you know what I mean? So I know with Patreon, I can give more during the week, more reviews and things like that. And so just stay tuned. You'll be directed to the right spot, but y'all in the spot right now because this is the weekly show. The Paramount deal is still yet to close, and then we'll fulfill that, and we'll definitely go from there. So much appreciated overall. Can't wait to see reactions of Gunn fans. They already melting down, bro, and like, man, like we said, there's those stages of grief. We know where they at. They still in stage 1 and 2, denial, bargaining. They're going to start getting real angry probably next week. Everybody get real angry. But when that depression hits, I think that's when Lanterns come out. I think that's when that depression is going to hit. That's when that's going to hit, that depression. Oh, man, like this really is a sinking ship. They ain't going to be pulling their chest out no more. Shout out to you, Jovic. The deal's done before August. Yeah, I think so too. I think next month is going to be done. Hey, Roxy, Collider. Yeah, they deserve this. These influencers, these shields. I said the jig is up. It's over. Interesting stuff. All right, we're gonna slide on out of here, y'all. Again. Check the replay. I'll go ahead and leave this up over here. We're gonna leave these up until like I said, once I start migrating content, I'm gonna start moving this stuff over to Patreon. But this will still be up. Smash the like, make sure you subscribe. We're still gonna be putting content over here. We're still gonna be doing lives, but I'm gonna really focus on, like I said, Patreon for more frequent updates. Appreciate that as well too. So we'll be back. I'll be back next week. You'll probably get a recorded video with me and Jules, but then I'll be live as well too. Much love to Sil Nation. Much love to the Snyder fandom, the real Snyder fandom. Those that's held it down through the critics and RT scandals, and we got the cut release. The gun fans, they not built like us. We out.
Watchmen forever vigilant, steady watching and listening, disciplined, militant, killing these dudes that started visiting. What's the latest word? Yo, still, we need to know. Tell us what you heard, yo, still, we need to know the ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in. We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One hell of a show. Let's go.